Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com. Today, the Klamath Falls Falcons return to league play and return to Kiger Stadium as they get set to host the South Medford Colts in an area doubleheader. My name is Josh Eldridge. Walter Hartley alongside me tonight. The Falcons entering play 20-3 overall on the season, winners of 3 of 4 in their weekend trip to Roseburg. They are 8-0 in conference play. For the Colts, they are 10-5 overall on the season, 7-5 in league play, and winners of their last 3 contests coming into play today. First of 2 this afternoon from Kiger Stadium, as we're glad you're along with us. We're going to step aside here one time on our pregame show. When we come back, we'll introduce you to today's starting lineups and get ready for first pitch on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you today from Kiger Stadium as we get ready for first pitch between the Falcons and the South Medford Colts. Let's go ahead and introduce you to today's starting lineups, and we'll begin with our visitors today, the Colts from South Medford. Leading off is their second baseman, Liam Edgar. Batting second is Randy Patrick, the shortstop. Nate Kuhl is the designated hitter. He bats third, followed by Carter Shack, the catcher, hitting cleanup. Batting fifth is Gunnar Dale in right field. The first baseman, Charlie Burton, bats sixth. Hitting seventh is Max Ely, the third baseman. The left fielder, Luke Nash, bats eighth. And the center fielder, Oliver Ackley, rounds out the Colts' order. He bats ninth against Corbin Hamilton, the starter on the bump for the Falcons today. Let's go ahead and introduce you to their starting lineup as they face Kai Merritt on the bump for South Medford. Leading off is the shortstop, Carson Sims. Corbin Hamilton bats second, the day's starting pitcher. Jacoby Tacchini's catching. He hits third, followed by Ian Meyer at first base. Colin Tacchini is the third baseman. He bats fifth, followed by P.J. Safford, the designated hitter, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Tristan Thomas, the right fielder. Ty Teeters hits eighth. He's at second base today. And Harley Hoblet bats ninth. He's in center field. Not in the hitting order, but in left field today is Mason Snell. The Falcons today in their white home uniforms with Falcons written across their chest in blue text. The Colts today in their blue tops with Colts written across the chest in gray pants. We are nearly ready for first pitch today from Kiger Stadium, the start of an area doubleheader between the Klamath Falls Falcons and the South Medford Colts. We'll step aside for one more 2-minute break ahead of first pitch as we hear the national anthem at Kiger Stadium. And when we come back, we'll be ready for baseball on a fine Tuesday afternoon. Back after this on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Corbin Hamilton gets the start today for the Klamath Falls Falcons as they get ready for a league doubleheader against the South Medford Colts. My name is Josh Eldridge. Walter Hartley alongside me today. Walter, back here at home at Kiger Stadium, couldn't have asked for a better day today. 87 degrees, not a cloud in sight, and excited for a good one today. Back to league play and back at home.
Yeah, I think today is going to be one of the more competitive matchups this team has had so far this season, and that's really exciting, especially to have a competitive game at home.
Fifth start of the season for Corbin Hamilton today. 14 previous innings pitched. He's got a 2-0 record. He's allowed 13 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned, 4 walks, 20 strikeouts, an ERA of .5 coming into play today. Coming in against a South Medford club that's been playing good ball this season, 10-5 overall on the season. Winners of 7 of their last 10 and 3 straight coming into play. Most recently, since the start of July, a doubleheader win against North Jackson back on the 1st, 7-3 and 13-2. They also picked up a non-league victory against Phoenix Cascade. That was a 15-5 win back on Thursday. They had the 4th of July weekend off, and this is their first game back at it today. It's the first of kind of a 4-game week-long series with South Medford. We play them twice today, tomorrow off, and then play them twice at their place on Thursday. So I think it's the first time this year that we get to see the same team back-to-back times and get to learn them a little bit today here at home. This is going to be a fun series, I think.
Boy, let me say, I am glad that we're playing this one at home today. It is a scorcher, and it's probably even hotter in Medford.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to be outdoors in the middle of the afternoon on Thursday, so we'll enjoy the nice cushy press box while we can. 87 degrees as we near first pitch today in the Klamath Basin as we get ready for the first pitch as the right-handed hitter Liam Edgar gets ready to settle in against Corbin Hamilton. Edgar, Patrick, and Cool leading off the ball game as Corbin Hamilton ready to deliver the first pitch, and we're off and running. It's lifted in the air, right side, behind first base. Meyer giving chase. Thomas coming in, but it's the first baseman, Meyer, who makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out in the first inning. Let's go ahead and meet the defenders for the Falcons today. Jacoby Tacchini's the catcher. At third, it's Colin Tacchini. Carson Sims is at short. Ty Teeters at second with Ian Meyer at first. In the outfield from left to right, it's Mason Snell, Harley Hoblet, and Trustin Thomas. Randy Patrick ready to settle in now against Corbin Hamilton. Pitch on the way from the right-hander is taken for a ball. Counts 1-0. Hamilton's last start on June 30th against North Jackson, allowed 3 hits in 5 innings and a run. He struck out 7 batters in that contest. The 1-0 pitch is called a strike. Count is even, 1-1 to Patrick, with Nate Kuhl due up next for South Medford. By the way, a couple of other games going on concerning area teams today. Actually, just one. Central Point is in non-league action today against Grants Pass. Right now, Central Point leading the Grants Pass Cavemen. That score there is 10-2, and they are in the bottom of the 6th inning. So we'll keep you up to date on a final score from over there in Grants Pass. The 2-1 pitch is again hit in the air to the right side, and again Meyer is the one to tuck it away. 2 outs, and that brings up Nate Kuhl. Kuhl on the season is South Medford's leading hitter. He bats .366 on the season. Kuhl hitting here from the right side. He is class of 29 from South Medford High School, one of their younger guys, but has been extremely productive for him. First pitch called a strike. Count is 0-1. Quite a few of these guys class of 27 and 28, and so we've got a little bit of an older club here in the Colts. Imagine some of the experience seen on the Falcons. The 0-1 pitch misses upstairs, 1-1. But also a couple of young kids too. I see class of 31 on here for South Medford, so real young kid there. Swing and a miss on that pitch. Count is 1-2. Hamilton trying to get out of this first inning unscathed, but Carter Shack due up next if Kuhl can find his way aboard. Hamilton's got 2 strikes on him. And the right-hander delivers. It's a slow roller down the third base line. Going to be tough to get to. Hamilton slings it to first, and Meyer picks it out of the dirt for a nice play to get out of the first inning. The Colts go down in order, and we go to the bottom half next in a scoreless ball game. 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Kai Merritt on the hill for South Medford as we get set for the bottom of the first inning. Taking a look at Merritt this season, he's making his 3rd start. It's his 5th overall appearance. He carries a 2-0 record in 18 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 25 hits, 20 runs, although only 12 of them earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 8. An ERA of 4.5 coming into play today as he gets ready to face the top of the Falcons order. Carson Sims, Corbin Hamilton, and Jacoby Tacchini. The Falcons won 3 of 4 on their 4th of July weekend trip to Roseburg. Their only loss on Friday came against Vencer, that travel ball club out of Salem, a 3-2 loss. But the other wins, especially the one on Sunday, fairly convincing for the Falcons, fresh off a 12-0 shutout of the Southern Oregon Hooks. They also defeated the Junior Riverhawks 3-2, and the Roseburg Pepsi got the best of those guys again, a 4-0 win. Carson Sims enter in play today. Taking a look at what he did back on Sunday against the Southern Oregon Hooks. He was 1 for 4, had a run scored in that game. Looking to continue the good trends there. Even in the loss that the Falcons had, the 3-2 loss against Vencer, Sims still produced in that one, 3 for 4 in the ball game. as he lifts one here to the right side. Dale, the right fielder, getting underneath it, and he will make the catch. And there is one out in the inning. So after Sims is retired, it brings up Corbin Hamilton, the game's starting pitcher for the Falcons, trying to help out his own cause, get on base here. Hamilton hasn't bat in this second spot all that often. However, with the way he's been playing lately, I like to see him hit here more towards the top of the order rather than in the middle. He's hit in the 5 spot plenty of times so far this season, but he was 2 for 3 in the game against the Hooks. He's got a 4-game hitting streak entering play today as he fouls off the 1-0 pitch. Count is even to Corbin Hamilton. And even collecting some extra base hits over the weekend, too. He's been swinging it well.
Well, he has been able to make pretty good contact recently, but I've also seen a lot of power from him. He has, when he wants to, he's got some pop on that bat.
He's got kind of that longer swing because he's got those long arms, a taller player, so he can definitely generate some good power. Here's the 2-1. Misses inside to Corbin, 3-1. And the numbers back that up for Corbin. 4 doubles on the season, 2 triples, and that puts him tied for tops on the team in the triples category. 3-1, hit in the air center field. That should settle down for a base hit, and it does. Hamilton with a 1-out single, and it brings up Jacoby Tacchini. Go ahead and extend that hitting streak for Corbin to 5 games as Tacchini gets ready to settle in here. Been swinging the bat well. It seems like Tacchini's always consistent. He might not be putting up the otherworldly numbers like he was during the prep season or even last summer, but he's just been consistent. 365, I mean, that's still really good. He's seen it jump up over this past weekend. He's been hitting the ball real well as of late. Here's the first pitch to Tacchini. Wraps this one into the left center field gap. That'll get down, likely for extra bases. Hamilton turns second, heads for third. He will get in there, and a double moves Hamilton to third. And that brings up Ian Meyer now with 2 men in scoring position. Double number 9 on the season for Tacchini. 8-game hitting streak now for Jacoby as well. He's been hitting it well. And Meyer a chance to get the Falcons on the board in the first inning.
You know, sometimes we talk about Tacchini. He may not be the quickest guy out there, but you don't have to be that quick if you can hit it hard.
Yeah, hit it hard in the gap. Wind up standing in at second. Out of the windup, here is Kai Merritt. First pitch misses wide. 1-0. Meyer leading the team in average coming into play today, batting .515. Another guy who's just been tearing it up this season for the Falcons. Pitch misses in to Meyer. Count is 2-0 for the Falcons. 20-3 on the season. Couldn't have done it without Ian Meyer. Last time out was 1 for 1. Had a single. Here he sends a grounder to short. Up with it is the shortstop, Patrick. Throw on to first. Short hops Burton and gets by him.
Whoa.
Meyer slips on the bag, or he collided with the first baseman. I wasn't exactly able to see.
When the first baseman got overthrown, so he turned around to go get it, and he basically just lowered his shoulder, and he completely wiped Meyer out. Meyer got, like, truck stick there.
So they give Meyer second base on defensive interference, and also 2 runs come in to score. Meyer should get 1 RBI on that play. We'll double check with our scoring for sure here in just a moment, but either way, the Falcons do lead 2-0. All right, Colin Tacchini digging in now. Runner at second is Meyer. Falcons have an early lead. There's 1 out in the first inning. Pitch from Merritt is grounded through the left side and into left field. They hold up Meyer at third. Tacchini will stay put at second. The throw in from the outfield gets behind the catcher, but they're able to back up the play, and Meyer stays put at third. So runners at the corners now for P.J. Safford. Falcons swinging early and often in the count here, and putting the ball in play. Good things happen. 3 hits this inning, including an error for the Falcons, allowing Meyer to reach. Puts him in good position here with P.J. Safford at the plate. Gets his first chance here against Kai Merritt. Safford batting from the right side. And the pitch is hit to right field. Might be playable for Dale. He does make the catch, but Meyer tags from third. Also, Tacchini tags from second. That's where the throw goes to third, but They're not going to get him. Meyer scores. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for P.J. Safford. Also, Takini advancing to third on that play. And in steps Trustin Thomas. For Safford, by the way, RBI number 13 on the season for him with that one. And Trustin Thomas getting ready to step in here. A chance for another. Falcons lead 3-0 and a runner at third with 2 outs. The first pitch to Thomas, going to miss outside, 1-0. Thomas on the season, 245 hitter on the year. He's got 6 extra base hits and 7 singles. Here's a slow roller by the first base bag. Off the mound comes Merritt. Toss to first is in time, and that will end the bottom of the first inning. But the Falcons score 3 on 3 base hits. They leave a runner stranded. They lead 3-0 as we go to the top half of the second next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Four, 5, 6 in the South Medford order due up in the second inning. That's Carter Shack, Gunnar Dale, and Charlie Burton as the Falcons lead 3-0 early in the second of an area doubleheader today. The first game, second inning, I suppose I should be clear about that. Second game scheduled to start about 7 o'clock or probably about 25 minutes after this one is over. Last chance to see the Falcons at home for a little while as we go back out onto the road. That is coming up on Thursday. Doubleheader out at South Medford and then at North Medford on Saturday. So if you're watching the game at home and you're even thinking about coming out, now's the time to do it. Concession stand is open. Nice little breeze blowing out to the outfield. It's a wonderful evening for baseball here at Kiger Stadium, and we're thankful that you're with us, however you're joining us tonight, as Carter Shack gets ready to dig in. Delivery from Corbin Hamilton. That is looked at for a strike, finding the outside part of the plate there. The count is 0-1. Carter Shack, the game's starting catcher for South Medford. This season, he bats .269. Hits one foul there, counts 0-2 against him. As a team, South Medford batting .281 and get on base about 44% of the time. And they've driven in 130 runs in their 15 games so far this season. So they're certainly a team that can stack up the hits and score runs. Here's a grounder to the left side. Colin Takini, the third baseman, up for it. Fires a dart across the diamond in time, and there's one out in the second. So that'll bring up Gunnar Dale for South Medford. Dale hits .312 this season for the Colts, starting in right field today. 10 RBIs on the season for him, puts him tied for third most on the ball club, although he's scored, it's just those 10 RBIs, the notable statistic for him. He's got 8 hits in 32 tries this season, and the count to him is 0-1. After Dale in the order is Charlie Burton. Delivery from Hamilton, misses upstairs, count is 1-1. Dale, class of 28 for South Medford, listed as a right-handed pitcher on their roster, but making the start today in right field. Lines one over to first. Meyer catches it on the fly. 2 outs in the inning. And so now in steps Charlie Burton. Burton also a .312 hitter on the season for South Medford. Burton 2 doubles, a triple, 11 runs batted in this year. That's tied for second most on the team. trying to get something started with 2 outs as he takes strike 1. Max Ely is on deck if Burton can get on board, which he does about 45% of the time. That's not a bad average at all. The 0-1 on the way to Burton is taken for a strike. Hamilton dials back the velocity a little bit, goes outside about thigh high, and works ahead of Charlie Burton. Hamilton works quickly out of the stretch, gets the sign from Tacchini. Now he's ready to go. Here it comes. The 0-2 looked at for a ball. Hamilton tried to get Burton to chase on that pitch, but after going low and away there in the 0-2 count, we'll see where Hamilton comes now in the 1-2. Fastball up, got him to chase, and Hamilton sets down the side in order. We'll go to the bottom half of the second next on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Ty Teeters, Harley Hoblet, Carson Sims do up this half inning against the South Medford Colts. Kai Merritt into the second inning of his start today. The Falcons plated 3 runs on 3 hits. They were aided by 2 Colts errors to push across their 3 runs, but they'll take them any way they can get them as Ty Teeters gets ready to step in against Kai Merritt. First chance for Ty today as he gets ready to see the first offering. First pitch swinging, blasts it down the left field line. That one is going to stay fair down the line, and it'll be extra bases to lead off the inning. Teeters in at second, and a leadoff double for the team's second baseman. 1 pitch and already a man in scoring position.
That's how you draw it up.
Can't do much better than that. Nice piece of hitting there for Ty Teeters. Double number 3 on the season as Harley Hoblet gets ready to step in today. I almost didn't see the hood at first, but it's in white.
See, we've talked about that, though. It needs to be in the color of the accent color.
But I'm okay with this. The white hood with the white jersey, I think. Yeah, we'll see.
It blends in.
The pitch to Hoblet misses up 1-0. Harley on the season, a .279 hitter for the Falcons. Been batting in the 9-hole quite a bit this season. Has been productive there for the Falcons. Here's the pitch home from Merritt. Hoblet fouls it back, and the count is even. A ball and a strike. Hoblet, as of late, though, been a little bit of a hitting slump. He got 1 hit this weekend against Vencer. He was left out of the starting lineup on the 5th of July in the game against Southern Oregon. The 1-1 pitch is called a strike, a bit off the plate outside, but Hoblet now down 1-2. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Hoblet was the starting pitcher in that game. He still didn't get an at-bat, though, but we take a look at the numbers for him in that one. Part of a shutout with the Falcons. 3 innings pitched. Allowed 2 hits. Like I said, no runs. Not a guy who's going to get a lot of strikeouts, but provided a good look for the Falcons. Off speed, a lot of ground outs, a lot of pop outs. And so now trying to knock in a run here for the Falcons. Here's the 1-2. Hit to right field. That one just spins foul. Nearly poked it fair down the line, but just a little bit late on that one. And we'll do it again in a 2-strike count.
Okay, so you know how in Little League, coaches will write up the lineups like best to worst hitter pretty much? But then when you get into higher levels, sometimes they'll write it up a little bit differently, strategically, kind of just like psychologically against the pitcher. How are you writing your lineup?
Well, I think I like how the Falcons write their lineup, where in the sense that you get to guys in the 8-9 spot like Ty and like Harley who could theoretically lead off a lineup too. and have them set the table for the guys who are due up after him in the order. Hoblet takes a close pitch inside there, 2-2. You got good RBI hitters in the 6 and 7 spot like Trustin Thomas and PJ Safford, but I like having guys like Harley and Ty at the bottom of the order to almost bat as like second leadoff guys. 2-2, got him looking, knee-high fastball on the inside part. Hoblet down looking, and the lineup card turns over for Carson Sims. Sims 0 for 1 on the ball game today. He flew out to right field his first time up. Sims a .385 hitter for the Falcons. RBI opportunity here for Carson, still standing at second after the leadoff double is Ty Teeters. Pitch home, called a strike on the outside part. Sims behind 0-1. Falcons and Colts hitters for that matter, I suppose, going to have to protect the outside part of the plate today. Here's the 0-1. Sims hits another one to right field. This one a little bit tougher for Dale to get to, but he does get underneath it and make the catch. Teeters tags from second to third. The throw in is not going to be in time. Teeters bailed out a little bit without sliding, but the throw was kind of cut off by the third baseman there. Didn't give himself enough room to apply the tag to Teeters. So he's in safely after the sacrifice fly, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton singled and later scored in the first inning of this one. Trying to drive in a run here as Teeters stands at third. The pitch from Merritt is going to be taken away, 1-0. Hamilton, a .426 hitter this season for the Falcons, 13 RBIs. Set on the hill is Merritt, and the pitch home. That one misses up and away, 2-0. After Hamilton in the order is Jacoby Tacchini for the Klamath Falls Falcons. By the way, final score from Grants Pass today. Central Point closed out Grants Pass. The Cavemen, it was a 10-2 final score. 2-0 pitch to Hamilton. Hit on a line to left field, but hardly having to move out there was Nash. Catch is made and the inning is over. Leadoff double turns into a runner left on for the Falcons in the second. They still carry a 3-run lead to the top half of the third next on mybasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Bottom third of the South Medford order due up in the top half of the third inning. Klamath Falls Falcons lead the South Medford Colts 3-0 on 104.3 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. Appreciate you Colts fans tuning in today. I understand that our broadcast link has made its way out to some of you. Want to remind you that if you can't make it to the ballpark on the Saturday afternoon doubleheader, I'll be there as well, so you can share the link if you want to have family or friends watching who can't make the game on Saturday in Medford. We'll be live right here on mybasin.com. So Max Ely digging in here for the Colts. Hamilton fires in a firm fastball to get ahead 0-1. Ely on the season, batting .333 for South Medford. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard over the head of Tacchini and down the line in left. Ely takes a turnaround first, but he'll stay put. A good throw in from the outfield is going to keep him to just a leadoff single, and it brings up Luke Nash. Not a bad piece of hitting there from Ely. Turned after seeing the fastball, timed it up.
Also their first hit this game here in the third inning.
Leading off the inning. First base runner as well. And here's Luke Nash. .222 hitter this season for South Medford. He's going to try to move Ely over any way he can. Hamilton set, now working out of the stretch. The pitch is going to miss up, 1-0. Might have been kind of a pitch-out situation, see what was going on over at first with Ely aboard. Ely took a pretty big secondary lead. We'll see if Takini clocked it as Hamilton takes a look over there at first. And now the 1-0 pitch home. They're going to back pick it first. The throw down is going to get him. And down is Ely. They had him a fish out of water there at first.
Yeah, the base runner, he kind of paused a little bit. He's like, "You got me. I still got to try, but you kind of got me."
Yeah, that was a great throw from Takini at first, and you could see them nod to each other a little bit before the play happened, and then they get it anyway. Here's the 2-0 pitch home. That one's popped up behind home plate. Takini giving chase, but will run out of room, and the count is 2-1. Oliver Ackley due up next for South Medford. The leadoff base runner was extinguished. So Nash now tasked with kind of leading off this inning, not having to move anyone over. He's got to get on base now, which he does, to a 447 clip. Although he doesn't have a ton of hits, 11 walks is tied for second most on the team. Here he swings and misses at the 2-1 pitch, and Hamilton works even with him. So again, any way you can get on, they'll take it. If Nash isn't going to get a hit, see if he can work the count a little bit against Korb, who really got through the first two without much trouble. The 2-2, a grounder right back to Hamilton, backhands it on the mound, and he'll make the easy toss to Meyer at first. Good play by the pitcher, and there's 2 gone in the third.
Wow, that was impressive. Good reflexes there from him.
That's one thing I don't envy about pitchers is those comebackers. The difference between it being scary and it being playable is a very thin line, I feel like.
Well, they have a screen there in BP.
Right.
So pitchers has got to deal with it.
Pitch in, misses upstairs to Oliver Ackley, 1-0. Hamilton with a good play there, keeping himself safe. We saw a couple of those back in Roseburg, too, just good comebackers where pitchers have been able to make that play. 1-0 to Ackley, misses outside, 2-0. Ackley on the season is hitting .212 for South Medford. Class of 27 for South Medford, so going to be a senior next year. South Medford this season in the prep season was the 23 seed going into the 6A playoffs. They wound up losing in the first round to Newburgh 4-1. But a pretty competitive league there in the Southwest Conference. 5 of the teams out of the 8 teams in that league made the playoffs. That pitch is called a strike. Count is 2-2. South Medford finished 14-13 overall in the season, still good enough to earn a seed in the postseason. Hamilton 2-2 to Oliver Ackley. Got the curveball, swing and a miss, and down goes Ackley to retire the side. Down in order again go the Colts. The Falcons hold a 3-run lead. To the bottom half of the third we go next on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Klamath Falls Falcons lead the South Medford Colts 3-0 on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Jacoby Takini, Ian Meyer, and Colin Takini due up this half inning for the Falcons as Kai Merritt continues to work out there. Good second inning for Merritt after a rocky first inning. He did allow a leadoff double, but was able to get a strikeout, a flyout, and another flyout to escape that inning without a run coming across. We'll see if he has the same luck against the middle of the Falcons order. First pitch to Jacoby Takini nearly hit him on the shoelaces, but instead It'll just be a 1-0 count. Jacoby doubled and later scored in the first inning. He's got 9 doubles on the season. That leads the team. 34 RBIs also leads the team. Here's the 1-0. That one misses away. Count is 2-0 to Jacoby. Provides a lot of value on the defensive end, too, for the Falcons. Of course, we saw that back pick where he was able to pick off the leadoff runner who got a single against Corbin Hamilton in the top half of this inning. And if you can have your catcher try to pick guys off of first base and not have your pitcher have to worry about it so much, that just helps with the mental of the pitcher, being able to focus on the batter. He just provides so much that doesn't wind up in the stat sheet for this Falcons team as he takes the 3-0 pitch, and the count's now 3-1. Still a hitter's count here for Jacoby as Merritt works out of the windup. This one is rifled to left field and another base hit for Tacchini. This one, though, right in front of Nash. It'll just be a single as Ian Meyer gets ready to step in here. 2-for-2 day now for Tacchini. Going to keep Tacchini on the base paths for now as Ian Meyer gets ready to step in for the Falcons. 0-for-1 today. He reached on an error in the first inning, and a run came in to score on that play. He also earned an RBI as Merritt steps off ahead of the pitch to Meyer. So wasn't able to let you know at the time, but for Meyer, that went in as RBI number 20 on the season. Here he lines one to center field. Down for another single. Tacchini not going to make the trip from first to third here. He'll stay put at second. Little station to station here for Colin Tacchini. Going to keep Jacoby in there at scoring position. And after the single from Meyer, here comes Colin. Colin singled and was left stranded in scoring position in the first. But a chance here at an RBI, nobody out in the inning. The Falcons already lead 3-0 against South Medford in the first of a doubleheader today. Merritt comes set. Here's the pitch over the heart of the plate for strike one. Falcons have been swinging early in these counts, and it's been paying off for him. I think part of that is that Merritt's been around the zone today, and the Falcons feel confident in swinging the stick. And, well, a couple of base hits to lead off this inning, and then that pitch is in the dirt. Both men going to advance. Tacchini to third, Meyer to second, and now for Colin Tacchini at the plate, a definite situation where even a base hit, or even not getting a base hit here, I suppose, might still score a run. Outfield shifted way to the left. The center fielder playing in between second base and the shortstop. The right fielder playing almost even with the second baseman. A lot of room on the right side in the outfield. If Tacchini can find a way to poke one the opposite way, who knows how far he could get. 325 down either line here at Kiger Stadium, 385 to straightaway center field. Time called by the home plate umpire. I think he dropped his counter there behind home plate, so Merritt will step off. Counts 2 balls and a strike to Colin Tacchini. Runner at second is Ian Meyer. Jacoby Tacchini at third. Here's the pitch home. Colin blasts one to left field. Nash going back. That's well over his head and off the wall. One run is going to score. Meyer gets the green light. He's going to score as well. They throw into third to cut off Tacchini, but a 2 RBI double, and the Falcons lead 5-0.
That was so close to being out.
Yeah, that had great distance on it. It just didn't have enough height. It hit off the Henris roofing sign out there. Great piece of hitting there for Colin, and it brings up P.J. Safford. By the way, now for Colin, those were RBIs 22 and 23 on the season, and his 8th double of the year. Here's P.J. Safford without an official AB today, although he did give himself up on a sacrifice fly in the first inning, so he got himself an RBI there. And with nobody out, still a runner in scoring position for P.J. Trustin Thomas is on deck. Again, a huge gap on the right side of the outfield, but they pitch Safford inside. He pulls one down the line, but it goes foul, and the count's 0-1. And for Safford, a guy who's, I'd say, typically a pull hitter, but he's got good bat control. And so if he notices that shift over there We'll see if he can try to take advantage of it. Although in an 0-1 count, he can still afford to look for a certain pitch that he wants here. Here it comes from Merritt. Safford rolls over this one, sends it to shortstop, but it skips over Patrick's glove and into center field. That's going to score Colin Takini on the error. Safford reaches on the same error, and it brings up Trustin Thomas. So Safford reaching there, a run scores, 6-0 Falcons, and in steps Trustin Thomas. Thomas 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the pitcher to end the first inning, but now nobody out in the third. Falcons rallying and looking for more as they lead by 6. Pitch against Kai Merritt. That one bounces to the plate. Thomas takes it to get ahead there, 1-0. Thomas, 245 hitter on the season. Taking a look at the last few games here for Thomas. He's been kind of up and down so far this season. Here he rips one down the line, foul. Started the season kind of working his way into the order. That road trip that the Falcons took turned into hits in, I believe, 5 out of the 6 games they've played on the road. But since then, Thomas hasn't recorded a hit in the last 3 games for the Falcons. Looking to turn that around today after a couple of days off. The 1-1 pitch to Trustin Thomas. Merritt takes a look around and delivers home. That one bounces to the plate, gets away from Shaq for just a moment. Enough for Safford to advance into scoring position. Second base in a 2-1 count to Thomas. And after Thomas in the order, it's Ty Teeters for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Merritt checks Safford at second. Pretty sizable lead for PJ out there, but now the 2-1 home. He's going to miss low and away. 3-1, and Merritt comes up kind of shaking his throwing hand after that pitch. Not sure if the laces might have caught him. Maybe a fingernail. We'll see how he comes here with a 3-1. Long look at Safford. Edgar, the second baseman, comes over to cover the bag. The pitch to Thomas is wrapped into left field and down the line. Safford's going to score. That pitch rolls all the way into the corner, and Thomas is going to wind up at second with an RBI double, and that brings up Ty Teeters as the Falcons extend their lead 7-0. Hopefully that can spell the end of a slump for Trustin Thomas. Third double of the season, RBI number 12. And this is going to prompt a visit from South Medford's pitching coach. And as they do, well, looks like they're taking the ball from Kai Merritt. So we'll take a 1-minute timeout as we let the new arm warm up, and we'll introduce him to you in just a moment. Falcons lead 7-0 against the South Medford Colts in the bottom of the third inning. Back after this on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Welcome back to Falcons Baseball on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. New man on the hill for South Medford is Colton Bricks. Taking a look at Bricks so far this season, it is his 5th appearance, his 2nd relief appearance of the season. He carries a 1-1 record in 10 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 14 hits, 16 runs, although just 7 of them earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 2, an ERA of 4.6. Entering play today. And in looking at how South Medford has played today, and in looking at how their pitching stats kind of reflect this, it seems as though pitching itself hasn't been so much the issue for South Medford. It's been the defense. 3 errors today backs that up. And of their 107 runs allowed this season as a staff, 65 are earned. And so that leads almost 50 unearned runs this season against South Medford, as that pitch misses upstairs to Ty Teeters 1-0, and they've, of course, added a few more to that here today. Can't quite close the book on Kai Merritt yet, as standing at second is Trustin Thomas. He hit an RBI double and is Merritt's responsibility. The 1-0 pitch to Ty Teeters is lifted to center field. The right fielder is going to make the catch, and tagging from second, advancing to third is Trustin Thomas. And I suppose when you have the right fielder, Dale, pretty much playing behind the second baseman, he's able to make a catch in straightaway center field. And it brings up Harley Hoblet, 1 out in the inning, and a runner advanced to third. Harley Hoblet getting ready to step in here. Hoblet 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the second inning. The pitch home is going to miss there. Thomas ground ball, second base. Edgar is up with it. Throw on to first is in time, but Trustin Thomas does score in the meantime. So Hoblet will take an RBI, a productive ground out there. And the Falcons now lead 8-0 as the lineup card turns over and the bases are empty with Carson Sims. Sims today is 0 for 1. Hit a sacrifice in the second, but flew out in the first. Here's the pitch. It's a bouncer to third. Ely up with it. Easy cross to toss the diamond is in time, and that will end the inning. But the Falcons add 5 on 4 base hits in the inning. No runners left. They lead 8-0. As we'll be back in just a moment on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you today on 104.3, 960 Sports and mybasin.com. 8-0 the Falcons lead as we get set for the top of the 4th inning. For the Falcons so far today, 8 runs come on 8 hits. They've committed no errors and left 2 runners on base. For South Medford today, no runs, 1 hit, 3 errors, no runners left. Corbin Hamilton ready for the 4th inning of his start today. Gets set against the top of the order. He's faced the minimum so far. Liam Edgar, Randy Patrick, and Nate Kuhl for South Medford. Edgar 0 for 1 in the ball game today as Hamilton delivers the first pitch. It is swung on and missed. Counts 0-1. Edgar flew out to first base in the first inning. Hamilton has been efficient today on the hill. A lot of first pitch strikes. That one no different. Here's the 0-1. That one bounces. Hamilton trying to get Edgar to chase, I think, there on the 0-1. Counts even now. Patrick due up next. But for Hamilton, that was only pitch number 33 here as he begins the 4th inning. So highly efficient today for Corb, as it looks like Edgar's ready to dig back in after the plate got covered up with some dust on that last one in the dirt. But here we go. 1-1. That one misses away. 2-1. Hamilton yanked that one a little bit. Edgar this season for South Medford towards the top of the team in hitting. As the 2-1 pitch is called a strike. Count is even now 2-2 to Edgar. Second on the team in hitting, 362 on the year. 5 extra base hits, 12 singles, make up 17 knocks in 47 tries. Here he swings and misses at strike 3. Tried to break an aluminum bat over his knee. Don't know if that one's going to work out for him very often, but there's one out here in the 4th.
Yeah, I don't think that is what's going to get broken if you try that.
I think I'm with you on that one. Randy Patrick due up this half inning for the Colts. With one out, he's 0 for 1 today. First pitch, Hamilton misses with the breaking ball, 1-0. Patrick about middle of the road when it comes to hitting for South Medford. Bats .273 for the Colts. Here he lifts one into the air, right side. Thomas giving chase near the patio. He's unable to reach over and make the catch. Good effort by Trustin, but just running out of room over there, and the count is 1-1. Patrick, where he does make an impact, is 2 places for South Medford. One is runs scored. He's scored 21 runs this season. That leads the team. He's also got 3 triples, and so that leads the team. He puts himself in position to score runs. As the 1-1 pitch misses upstairs, count is 2-1 to Randy Patrick. He's class of 28 at South Medford High School. The 2-1 pitch finds the zone on the inside part. That was, I think, the slider from Hamilton. Started in off the plate and then kind of leaked back over the dish to Patrick, front door there. And Hamilton works with 2 strikes against the shortstop for the Colts. Shakes off the first offering from Tacchini, but is now agreeable, goes upstairs with the fastball. Hamilton's had that pitch working today. Sets down another on strikes. There's 2 gone in the 4th. Colin Tacchini with a little diving action there on the throw around the horn. But here we go. Nate Kuhl stepping in now for South Medford. Kuhl 0 for 1 today. He grounded out in the first inning. Delivery from the windup. Here's Hamilton. First pitch misses it. 1-0. Kuhl, the team leader at hitting, 366. Not a guy who legs out a ton of extra base hits. Only 1 double this season. 14 of his 15 hits have been singles. As he takes a strike there, 1-1. He's got 8 RBIs, 7 runs scored this season. But hitting there in the 3 spot, they want him to bat with guys on and use that average. Here, though, the base is empty. Counts 2-1 to him. Hamilton doesn't like the baseball, so swap it out a bit there. Carter Shack on deck if Kuhl's able to find a way aboard. Team's designator hitter today is Kuhl, batting in the spot of the pitcher, who, by the way, now is Colton Bricks after the switch in the last half inning. Falcons lead 8-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Hamilton goes outside with the heater there, and Kuhl has 2 strikes on him. It's back-to-back Ks to start this inning. We'll see where Hamilton goes in the 2-2. He's like that elevated fastball today. He goes to it again, although this time contact is made. Line drive to short, and it's gloved by Sims on the fly. 3 up, 3 down in the 4th. And the Falcons lead 8-0 as we go to the bottom half next on MyBasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Two, 3, 4 in the order for the Falcons due up in the 4th inning. Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Tacchini, and Ian Meyer. Colton Bricks out there working for South Medford. Into the second inning of relief for him, we can give you the final line score on the South starter, Kai Merritt. He pitched 2 innings, allowing 8 hits, 8 runs, only half of them earned, though. And he struck out 1. Like we said, that's been kind of a theme of the season for South Medford, unearned runs against the pitching staff. Merritt gave up his fair share of base hits, like I said, 8, but 3 errors did not help his cause, as Bricks going to try to keep the game where it's at. Corbin Hamilton stepping in now. He's 1 for 2 today. And the first pitch on the way from Colton Bricks. Hit in the air, right side. Dale moving back, and he is not able to make the catch, battling the sun. Hamilton able to wind up at second. The throw nearly got him. Kind of wound up jogging into second out there. Nearly got caught. But he will advance to second on the error. And E9 to lead off the inning, and the 4th error of the ball game for the Colts brings up Jacoby Takini. And outfielders have to learn that one coming here to Kiger Stadium. First few hours, really until about midway through the second game, it is very tough to see out there at any of the outfield positions.
Well, not only that, the grass is also thick too. So ground balls get to you a lot quicker out there, and you have to battle the sun. It's definitely a home field advantage for the Falcons.
Being able to learn how to play in it, not only that, but right now, by the way, Hamilton comes off for a courtesy runner. Max Rogers going to be out there. With the way the shadows are between home plate and the pitcher's mound, it's hard to see the baseball until it gets close to you as well. So for the next, about 20, 30 minutes or so, pitchers are going to have a definite advantage against these hitters. As Takini's ahead in the count 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one misses in. 2-0. So with Rogers at second, nobody out. Takini, the team's leader in RBI, with an opportunity to grow this 8-0 lead for the Falcons. And he's got a hitter's count here, up 2-0 against Colton Bricks. The pitch is going to miss wide, 3-0. After Takini in the Falcons' order, it's Ian Meyer. Bricks looks in, gets the sign from Carter Shack behind the plate. And they try to move over to second. Rogers dives back, no throw, as Edgar was there to cover the bag. But in a 3-0 count, Bricks is going to have to try to find the zone against Takini. Here's the pitch. That one is going to miss in. Good take there by Jacoby. Fastball on the inside. Works a 4-pitch walk. We're going to have a courtesy runner come in for him as Chase Barrett makes his way out of the dugout. And it brings up Ian Meyer. By the way, that walk to Jacoby Takini, looking at my sheet, the first of the game for either team. And so pitchers have been throwing strikes today. Batters have been swinging the bats. It's been entertaining baseball, to say the least. Not a lot of free passes. Like I said, that's the first one. Here's the offering to Meyer. Misses upstairs, 1-0. Meyer today is 1 for 2. Reached on an error in the first inning. He would come in and score that trip around the bases. He singled in the third and scored that time as well. And in the first inning, added an RBI. The 1-0 from Bricks is hit foul. Behind home plate off the right side. Count is even, 1-1 to Meyer. After Meyer in the order, it's Colin Takini for the Falcons. Nobody out, 2 men on. At first, it's Chase Barrett. At second, it's Max Rogers. Meyer swings and misses. Was underneath the fastball, just a touch on that one. And the count is 1-2. Meyer having a base hit last time out against the Southern Oregon Hooks. Had an RBI in that game. Has an RBI here too. He's got 19 on the season. He fouls that one back. Count is 1-2. 20 RBI. He had 19 coming into play before he added the one earlier this ball game. Good battle brewing here for Meyer. He's putting up a fight with 2 strikes on him, fouling off that upstairs fastball again. He swung underneath it the previous pitch, got a piece of it last time. Now the 1-2 is off speed. Meyer, good adjustment there, sitting on the fastball, recognized curveball, and just kind of threw his bat there to stick around to see another. Gives you a veteran at bat up there, does Meyer, the recent graduate from Henley High School. Lead off a second for Rogers, fairly aggressive. Off a first, not much for Barrett. Pitch to Meyer, smashed into left field. A line drive, winds up past Nash, and will roll to the wall. Rogers is going to score. They wave in Barrett. The throw is gonna be late and by the catcher. Now advancing from second to third is Meyer on the error. 2 runs come in. The Falcons lead by 10, and it brings up Colin Tacchini. So I think I'm going to try to get some clarification from our scoring here in just a minute, but Hamilton and Jacoby Tacchini scored.
Double 2 RBI, error to score the...
Okay, so give Meyer the double and an RBI, and then an error scoring the other run there as Meyer winds up to third also on that error. Here comes Colin Tacchini. Want to know if they scored that a double or an error. That was hit right to Nash, and it just out of reach to him, as he had to go bend over to his shoelaces there. So glad that Meyer gets the double on that one. That makes him 2 for 3, 2 RBIs on the day, as Tacchini, watch one miss upstairs, 2-0. Also for Meyer, picking up his 5th double of the season on that one and knocking in his 21st RBI. Here's the 2-0 to Colin. That one misses low, got away from the catcher for just a moment, but not enough for Meyer to score from third. By the way, still nobody out in this inning. It started with Hamilton reaching on an error. Tacchini then walked, and Meyer knocked them both in just a moment ago on that double. Here's the 3-0 to Colin Tacchini. That's going to miss low. Colin works a walk. Runners at the corners for P.J. Safford. Safford, so far today, is 0 for 1. Reached on an error his last time up, came around to score. Also has a sacrifice with an RBI. Tacchini coming off, and unsure if we'll get him back. Hunter Glidden is in to run for him at first. So Glidden at first, Meyer at third, and Safford up at the plate here for the Falcons. The delivery from Colton Bricks is rolled to second. Up with it is Edgar. He'll take the sure thing at first, but Safford adds a run. A productive out gives the Falcons an 11-1 lead. Safford now 2 RBIs on the day as Meyer touched home, and Glidden advanced to second. Here's Trustin Thomas. Thomas had an RBI double his last time up in the third inning, would also come in and score a run in that inning. Otherwise, he grounded out in the first. Thomas, an RBI opportunity here with 1 out in the 4th inning, a game in which the Falcons lead 11-0. That pitch is going to miss upstairs, maybe a touch inside as Thomas gets ahead 1-0. After Trustin in the order, it is Ty Teeters for the Falcons. Bricks takes a look out at Glidden at second. Modest lead for Glidden, although he's creeping away from the bag ever so slowly, as this one is lifted up in the infield. Edgar going to have to battle the sun. It's going to be tough, but he makes the catch using that glove to shade the sun. That's what they teach you. And a good play for the second out brings up Ty Teeters. So Teeters is 1 for 1 today. Hit a sacrifice in the third inning, but he doubled in the second and was left stranded there. Got an opportunity to try to extend this Falcons lead up 11 runs against South Medford. The pitch in is a bouncer foul down the third base side. Gold glove play made by Coach Teeters. And count is 0-1. After tying the order, it's Harley Hoblet for the Falcons as Glidden leads off of second. Again, not a terribly big lead. The defense this time not really paying him much attention as the pitch home is called a strike, knee-high, right over the middle of the plate to Teeters, and he falls behind here 0-2. Ty, a .382 hitter this season for the Falcons. Guy who doesn't strike out a ton, but he's got 2 strikes on him here. The delivery, off speed, got Teeters out in front. Good pitch mix that time from Bricks, and it retires the side. But the Falcons still add 3 runs in the inning on just 1 base hit. They lead 11-0, and a chance to close it out in the top half of the 5th next on MyBasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
Josh Eldridge back with you alongside Walter Hartley today on 104.3, 960 Sports and mybasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons with an 11-0 lead against the South Medford Colts so far today. Due up this half inning for the Colts. 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Carter Shack, Gunnar Dale, and Charlie Burton. Hamilton on the bump, looking for a complete game for, I believe, is going to be only the second time this season. Hamilton pitched a complete game against North Jackson back on June 30th. That was his last start. He's been good this year. Hasn't had a chance to work deep into ball games a ton, but today he's been extremely efficient as he gets ready to face Carter Shack for the second time today. First offering on the way is going to miss low and away. Count is 1-0. The most impressive thing about Hamilton today, he's kept the pitch count low. He starts this fifth inning at 46 pitches, and if he can keep that number low, he will expedite the eligibility question where usually your starter is going to have to miss a few games. Hamilton could be active as soon as Saturday if he keeps that pitch count low to play what would be a road game against North Medford. So,
what would be the exact number in that situation?
64.
64.
Here's the lifted fly ball to right field. Thomas going back. That is over his head and is going to roll to the wall. Shack is going to turn second and stay put at second base. A leadoff double for the Colts. They need 2 runs in this half inning to extend the ball game, and not much better of a way you can start than a leadoff double for Carter Shack. It brings up Gunnar Dale. Julian Uribe batting here in place of Dale. Oh, pardon me. It is Dale here. Stand corrected. So Dale batting here in the 5th spot. He's 0 for 1 today. Modest lead off his second. And that pitch is called a ball. I believe Uribe came in as the runner at second. And so that's where I heard his name. Uribe there in scoring position. And the first pitch to Dale missed outside. Count is 1-0. And Hamilton comes set with the pitch. Here it comes. That's going to miss low and away. 2-0, the count to Dale. By the way, that double for Carter Shack is going to be his second of the season. The 2-0 pitch home from Hamilton. That's going to miss low. 3-0 to Dale. And Charlie Burton is on deck here for South Medford. 11-0 ball game here in the top of the 5th. Again, first of 2 tonight from Kiger Stadium. Hamilton set on the hill. Teeters trying to keep the runner Uribe close at second. The pitch in is over the heart of the plate, belt high. 3-1. Hamilton just offering up a fastball to get one across there. Still behind in the 3-1 count, although he's been confident in his off-speed stuff today and really all season long. Could still turn to it behind in the count. The 3-1 is going to miss wide. That was the fastball. And 2 base runners to lead off the 5th. Brings up Charlie Burton. Burton, a .312 hitter on the season for South Medford, although today he's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second inning. Bats here at Uribe at second and Dale at first. A pretty sizable lead for Dale off of first with nobody holding him. Uribe is crowded by Sims and Teeters over there. And the pitch home is swung on and missed. A pitch in the dirt had Burton fooled as Hamilton gets ahead 0-1. After Burton in the order, it is Max Ely for South Medford. Takini delivers the sign to Hamilton, comes set, takes a look at that runner at second. Again, almost no lead for Uribe off that second base bag. It's the 0-1, misses wide, 1-1. Good secondary lead for Uribe, though. You can give him that much. He's being conservative out there and they've got the run on base that would extend the ball game if they can get Dale across. Here's the pitch. Misses wide, back pick, throw to first, and underneath the tag is Dale. And good throw by Takini behind the plate, trying to get another runner there at first, but just underneath the tag.
The throw was absolutely in time.
Yeah, Dale just a good lucky slide. 2-1 the count. And the pitch to Burton. That one is going to miss wide. 3 balls and a strike. Takini out to have a quick chat with Hamilton. Again, he worked so efficiently through those first 4. Facing some adversity here in the 5th. He hasn't allowed a base runner since the 3rd inning, which was a leadoff single. Has been able to work out of the stretch for the most part today. This is the first time South Medford has had a guy in scoring position. And the count is 3-1 to Charlie Burton. Nobody out in the inning. Hamilton set and the pitch home. 3-2 is in the zone. Pardon me, the 3-1 is in the zone. Moves the count to 3-2. And now Burton chokes up a little bit in the right-handed batter's box. Hamilton trying to find that put-away pitch. He delivers. It is ripped to left field, but foul over towards the patio area down there. And so we'll do it again in a full count as the Colts first baseman battles against Corbin Hamilton in the late stages of this one. Hamilton set the 3-2. A bouncer by Hamilton over to Teeters at second. He's going to take the sure thing over at first, but both men advance. Uribe to third, Dale to second. And with 1 gone, brings up Max Ely. Ely today 1 for 1. He singled in the 3rd inning. He was the lone base hit before this inning began, although he was picked off of first base in that inning. Trying to atone for that mental mistake and drive in a couple of runs here. Here's the first pitch. That one is in the zone. Nice inside pitch there from Hamilton. Uses it to get ahead of Ely. Again, the Colts need 2 runs here in this half inning to extend the ball game if they got 2 men in scoring position. The 0-1. This is wide. 1-1, the count to Ely, who is a .333 hitter, 3rd best batting average on the team for South Medford this season, although only 5 RBIs, batting here in the 7 spot. Here's the offering from Hamilton. Checks his swing at the plate. It is a swinging strike. They say Ely went around, and there's 2 strikes on him. Luke Nash is due up next for South Medford. Uribe at third. Dale at second. Hamilton works out of the windup. Here's the 1-2. Misses wide, 2-2. Trying to go outside with that slider, maybe the curveball there from Hamilton. But could be setting up something inside, maybe upstairs against Ely. Still with 2 strikes on him. Hamilton from the windup. Here it comes. Fastball again, misses low and away. 3-2. Big pitch coming up. Wouldn't want to face Nash here with the bases loaded, although a walk does put a double play in order. The 3-2 is going to miss low, just below the knees over the plate, and there you go, the walk to load the bases, and it brings up Luke Nash. So I suppose the double play is in order here. Nash is 0 for 1 at the plate. Second walk this half inning issued by Hamilton. Hadn't walked anybody until this inning, but just walked the bases loaded. Hamilton ready to offer the first pitch to Luke Nash. Here it comes. Strike 1, right down Main Street. It was a leadoff double from Carter Shack. He was then courtesy ran for by Uribe, who now stands at third. Dale then walked. He advanced to second, and Ely walked. He's now at first. The 0-1 pitch, threading the outside part. 0-2, the count to Nash. Again, just 1 out in the inning. It was when Burton grounded out to advance Dale into second base. Hamilton's got 2 strikes on the number 8 hitter in the order. The offering is looked at for strike 3. And Nash goes down looking for the second out in the 5th inning. And it brings up the number 9 hitter in the South Medford order, Oliver Ackley. Hamilton ready to deliver the first pitch to Ackley. Here it comes. Misses up. Count is 1-0. Ackley struck out his first time up. That was back in the 3rd inning. On the season, a .212 hitter for South Medford. The offering from Hamilton is going to miss wide. Throw to first, trying to get Ely, but he's back safely. Ackley on the season, 2 RBIs. But a chance to try and extend this game with a base hit. Right now, the Colts down to their final out, but that could change with one swing of the bat. Here's the offering from Hamilton to Ackley. Checks his swing, but certainly went around. Count is 2-1 to Oliver Ackley. Bats in the 9 spot. Game's starting center fielder has played all 16 games for South Medford this season. Takes a look at a bender for strike 2. And the Colts down to their final strike of the ball game. Defense playing straight away with 2 outs in the inning on the back cut of the grass. Here's the 2-2 pitch home. Swung on and missed, and the Falcons keep their unbeaten league mark alive as they improve to 9-0 in an 11-0 win against the South Medford Colts. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes, and when we come back, we'll give you the final lines. We'll tell you who the winning and losing pitchers are, and we'll get set for the second of a doubleheader tonight at Kiger Stadium. We'll be back soon on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Final score, game 1 of a doubleheader today between the Klamath Falls Falcons and the South Medford Colts. An 11-0 win for the Falcons. 11 runs, comes on 9 hits. No errors. The Falcons left 3 runners on base today. For South Medford, no runs, 2 hits. They committed 5 errors. They also left 3 runners on base today. The winning pitcher in a complete game shutout. Hamilton worked 5 innings today. Allowed 2 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 6. The losing pitcher today is Kai Merritt for South Medford. Pitched the first 2 innings, allowing 8 hits, 8 runs, 4 earned. He struck out 1. Couple of notables today for the Falcons. Corbin Hamilton at the plate today was 1 for 3, had a run scored. Jacoby Takini had a double on a 2-for-2 day, 2 runs scored for him. Ian Meyer was 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and a double and 3 runs scored. Colin Tacchini, 2 for 2 today, 2 RBIs. He had a double today and a run scored. Trustin Thomas was 1 for 3 with a double today and a run scored, as well as Ty Teeters, 1 for 3 with a double today. With this win, the Falcons improved to 21-3 on the season. They are now 9-0 in conference play. South Medford in this one falling to 10-6 on the season. They are 7-6 now in conference play. Getting ready for Game 2 of a doubleheader here just momentarily. If you're watching on mybasin.com, don't go anywhere. We'll be live on this very same link in about 20 minutes. If you're listening on the radio on 104.3 and 960 Sports, we're going to turn you back over to Fox Sports Radio as we get ready for the beginning of Game number 2 in just a bit. Don't go too far, though. The Falcons are due up next in just a bit against the South Medford Colts. For Walter Hartley, I'm Josh Eldridge. Hoping to see you soon, but for now, so long from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley welcoming you back to Kiger Stadium on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Ready for game number 2 between the Klamath Falls Falcons and the South Medford Colts. After an 11-0 win in the opener, the Falcons look to improve to 10-0 in conference play today. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll introduce you to today's starting lineups and get ready for first pitch on MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our
Welcome you back to the start of game number 2 today at Kiger Stadium. Colby Medeiros on the bump today for the Falcons as he gets going with strike 1 to Gunnar Dale, the leadoff hitter for the Colts. The 0-1 pitch fouled off. Starting lineup for the Colts today, Gunnar Dale leads off. He's followed in the order by Nate Kuhl, the first baseman. Max Ely's at third base, batting third. Hitting cleanup today is Carter Shack, the catcher. Julian Uribe's in left field, batting fifth. Charlie Burton, the pitcher, bats sixth. Hold that thought. Ground ball out to Sims. Throw on to first is in time, and Dale is retired to start the ball game. So Charlie Burton, the game starting pitcher for South Medford. He bats sixth. Oliver Ackley bats seventh. He's in center field. Liam Edgar is at shortstop, batting eighth. Batting ninth is Randy Patrick, the second baseman for the Colts, as they go up against Colby Medeiros on the hill for the Falcons. Medeiros has already got the first out of this one. Now he's ready to deliver to Nate Kuhl. The pitch is going to miss low, 1-0. Taking a look at the numbers for Medeiros this season, impressive stuff. This is his 4th start of the year, his 7th overall appearance. 22 innings pitched, 16 hits, only 1 run. He's walked 4 and struck out 20. Here's a bouncer to third. Up with it is Colin Takini, and the throw to Meyer in time. 2 up, 2 down to begin the ball game.
Not a bad start for Medeiros.
Yeah, a couple of ground balls. That's what Medeiros is good at, getting you to swing over the top of pitches. He, like I said, 20 strikeouts through 22 innings. That's a good number, but where he's really useful is producing that weak contact, and already 2 quick outs here in the first, and in steps Max Ely. First pitch on the way is taken for a strike, 0-1. Falcons won the opener today 11-0 to improve to 9-0 in conference play. Max Ely, though, was one of the few guys to actually get a hit against the Falcons in the opener. He finished 1 for 1, and he reached base both times. He also walked in that game. And here he is in a 1-1 count against Colby Medeiros. This is a ground ball out towards second. Teeters a chance. There it is. 1-2-3. Top of the first inning. To the bottom half we go scoreless on MyBasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
Carson Sims, Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Tacchini, the top three in the order for the Klamath Falls Falcons today as they get ready to face Charlie Burton on the hill. The rest of the Falcons order, the first baseman Ian Meyer bats cleanup. Colin Tacchini's at third base hitting fifth. P.J. Safford, the designated hitter, bats sixth, followed by the right fielder Trustin Thomas batting seventh. Hitting eighth is Ty Teeters at second base. Harley Hoblet, the center fielder, bats ninth today for the Falcons. Again, Charlie Burton on the hill for South Medford today. Trying to get a quality start out of him as guys only worked a couple of innings in the opener. Goes to work against the Falcons today. Taking a look at the numbers on Burton this season. This is his first start of the year. He's got 4 previous appearances in 11 1/3 innings pitched. He's got a 1-0 record. He's allowed 12 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned. He struck out 15 batters in 11 innings pitched, an ERA of 4.32. See how he fares today in his first start of the season against the league-leading Klamath Falls Falcons. First pitch to Carson Sims is lifted into the air to the right side, out of play, foul. Count is 0-1 to Carson. In the opener today, Sims was 0 for 2, although he did have a sacrifice fly in that game, but looking for his first hit today. Saw his hitting streak snapped in that last game, but a chance to start a new one here today as he takes the 0-1 pitch upstairs. The count is even to Carson Sims. We talked a little bit about the upcoming schedule for the Falcons back out on the road today, or after today, after they play South Medford here. They'll play South Medford on Thursday, a 1 o'clock first pitch for a doubleheader against South Medford there. Then on Saturday, a 1 o'clock first pitch against North Medford in a doubleheader. The 2-1 to Carson comes inside, counts 3-1. After those couple of road doubleheaders, the Falcons return home on July 13th for a single game against the Grants Pass Cavemen. That's the Grants Pass team that's not in our league. Here's the 3-1 home. Sims hits one in the air, right field. Coming in is the right fielder Dale, makes the catch, one gone. And then after that game against the non-league Grants Pass Cavemen, it's a road date against the Grants Pass Nuggets, who are in our league. That game, I believe the Nuggets are playing at Agnew Lytle Field this season. Doubleheader on July 14th. The Nuggets then play the Falcons here at Kiger on the 16th. And then the regular season ends on the 19th. A home doubleheader against Central Point as Corbin Hamilton swings and misses at the first pitch. The count is 0-1. The Single-A State Tournament, should the Falcons make it, runs from the 22nd through the 26th. It'll be at North Bend High School. The 0-1 misses upstairs, 1-1. The Single-A Northwest Regional, should the Falcons make it back there again this year, runs August 5th through the 9th, and that is in Casper, Wyoming. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It misses upstairs, 2-1, the count to Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton in the opener today, not only did he get a win on the mound, pitching 5 innings, he also was 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored at the plate. Takes a pitch, letter high over the heart of the plate. Count is 2-2 to Corbin Hamilton as Jacoby Tacchini waits on deck. Charlie Burton comes set, working out of the stretch even with nobody on. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Hamilton down on strikes as the second casualty here in the first inning. And it brings up Jacoby Tacchini. Our second game today getting started a little bit ahead of schedule. Initially set for a 7 o'clock start. The first game ended in a mercy rule after only about an hour and 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more than that. And so we're able to get this one underway a little bit earlier. And so appreciate you finding our broadcast today on mybasin.com. It's 82 degrees here in the first inning of game number 2. Tacchini hits one hard into the left center field gap. That one's rolling to the wall, and it'll be extra bases for Jacoby as he winds up with a standing double with 2 outs in the first, and it brings up Ian Meyer. Falcons a chance at an early run here after that one.
That was a loud double.
Yeah, he barreled that one up real good, drove it right into the gap. And for Takini, double, number 10 on the season. And the first Falcon to crack double digits in that category as Chase Barrett comes out and runs for him. Ian Meyer, an RBI opportunity here. First pitch from Burton is lifted foul, counts 0-1. Meyer knocked in a couple of runs in the opener today. Once when he reached on an error in the first, he earned an RBI there. He also doubled in a run in the fourth inning, and he scored all 3 times he got on base in the opener. Really productive first game for Meyer. Looking to continue that trend here in this one as he takes the 0-1 pitch inside. The count is even to Meyer. Just continuing to see that average grow, 521 on the season. 32 singles, leads the bunch, 5 doubles. That's about middle of the pack. 23 RBIs, tied for second most. And he scored 29 runs, which is second most on the team as well. He's just had a great season. The 2-1 lifted to center field, playable for Ackley, although he has to go back before settling underneath it and making the catch to end the inning. A 2-out double goes for naught as we go scoreless to the top of the second inning on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Middle of the Colts order due up against Colby Medeiros in the top half of the second inning. Still scoreless tonight from Kiger Stadium. As the first pitch on the way from Colby Medeiros bounces to the plate. By the way, something we talked a little bit about in the first game that's now kind of a moot point, that shadow cascading over between home plate and the pitcher's mound. Now fully engulfs the pitcher's mound, so going to be a little bit easier for batters to see the ball coming out of the pitcher's hand here as we move throughout the rest of the night. As a ground ball over to Ty Teeters wounds up a routine ground out to lead off the second inning. Brings up Julian Uribe. Uribe did not get a start in the first game today. He was used as a courtesy runner midway through the contest, but getting his first at-bat of the day. And it'll be here against Colby Medeiros with 1 out in the top of the second inning. Pitch on the way from Colby is called a strike. Medeiros works ahead here, 0-1. Taking a look at the numbers on the season for Uribe. He is batting .071 on the season. He's won for his first 14 tries. Although his one base hit was a triple, and so he was able to give it a pretty good ride, it sounds like. The 0-2 pitch on the way to Uribe is looked at for a ball. Thought it might have caught the outside part of the plate, but maybe just missed. Medeiros might try to find that location again. Still working ahead, 1-2. Here it comes. There it is. Elevates the fastball a little bit, gets the swing and the miss from Uribe. 2 up, 2 down in the second, and it brings up Charlie Burton, the starting pitcher for South Medford today. Burton in the first game was 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out in the Mercy Rule win for the Falcons. But a chance to try to get something going with 2 outs against Colby Medeiros here. Burton on the season bats .294. First pitch from Medeiros, line to short. Sims picks it out of the dirt. A great play. Turns into an out. Every day, Sims looks more and more comfortable at shortstop and making a good play to get out of the second. Scoreless to the bottom half next on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Colin Tacchini, P.J. Safford, Trustin Thomas do up this half inning for the Falcons as we're scoreless in the bottom half of the second inning. Charlie Burton got through the first inning relatively unscathed, gave up the two-out double, but was able to get out of that inning without allowing the run to score. And so if he can continue to work out there. First pitch on the way to Colin Tacchini is going to miss upstairs. Count is 1-0 in the opener for Colin. He was 2 for 2 at the plate. Takes a pitch inside there, 2-0. Colin singled in the first inning, doubled and drove in 2 runs in the third. He also walked in the fourth, scored a run in that contest. The 2-0 pitch to Tacchini is going to miss wide, 3-0. And after Tacchini, P.J. Safford is due up next. 3-0 the count to Colin. Burton is able to push across a strike in the upper outside part of the zone. 3-1. Colin starting again at third base today has seemed to find a home at the corner infield spot. Here he sends a ground ball to third, gives his counterpart a chance. Ely fires across the diamond, and it's in time for the first out in the second inning. P.J. Safford getting ready to dig in now for the Falcons. Safford, designated hitting today for Klamath Falls, been his role for the most part this season. Safford, 2 RBIs in the opener, but without a base hit. Although important runs driven in on sacrifice in the first inning, on a ground out in the fourth. He also reached on an error and scored in the third inning of the opener today. Here he bats with nobody on and 1 out, and he sends a foul ball right into the dugout on the South Medford side. Yikes. Looks like everyone's okay. That'll wake you up over there if you're in the dugout.
You could hear the collective ooh from the crowd.
Yeah, thankfully everyone's okay. That was a good line drive there. Safford behind in the count, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Misses upstairs and away. Count is a ball and a strike to P.J. Trustin Thomas due up next for the Falcons. Safford awaits the pitch here from Burton. It's going to miss low and away. 2-1 the count. Good working ahead here for P.J. Widens out a little bit in the box. The pitch is ripped foul again. Another chance over at first base side for the dugout, but this time just hitting the net. Counts 2-2 to Safford. This is Safford's 8th start as the designated hitter this season for the Falcons. Here's the pitch. That's a bouncer up the middle and through into center field. Good piece of 2-strike hitting there for P.J. Winds up a 1-out single, and it brings up Trustin Thomas. Doesn't have to be hit particularly hard if it finds its way through. That time Safford with a single, and here comes Trustin Thomas. Thomas in the opener today was 1 for 3, had an RBI double in the third inning and scored a run in that contest. Otherwise, he grounded out and flew out. Thomas with a runner on and 1 out. Middle infield for South Medford, ready to turn two. Edgar at short, Patrick at second. And the pitch. Misses upstairs, 1-0. Nate Cool is at first. Uribe's in left, Ackley's in center, Dale is in right. Shaq is catching today for South Medford. Set on the hill is Burton with the 1-0. The delivery home is looked at for a ball. Looked like it caught the plate, but must have been low to Thomas. And Trustin works ahead here, 2-0. Trustin on the season is batting .250 for the Falcons. He's got 7 extra base hits and 7 singles, 16 RBIs and 14 runs scored. Lifts one into the air, center field. Ackley over to his left a couple of steps, tucks it away for the second out. Safford stays put at first. Here's Ty Teeters. Teeters getting another nod at second base here today. It's been good this season for the Falcons. Another one of those guys who took a minute to find out exactly what his role is going to be, but in that second base spot. It took him a while to get comfortable out there, but you get enough reps, and Teeters certainly looks comfortable in the middle infield now as he falls behind 0-1. Count to tie with Harley Hoblet due up next. The 0-1 on the way from Burton. Looked at low, 1-1. And for Teeters, fielding percentage .940 at second base this season. So, like I said, he looks real comfortable out there. Here's the pitch. Misses wide. They try to back pick it first, but back safely is Safford. And the count at the plate is 3-1.
There's ball 3. Now the count's 3-1.
I was a little bit confused about that, but yeah, you're right. 3-1 the count now to Teeters. Safford on it first after the one-out single, still there. Pretty decent lead out there. Takes an extra half step as the pitcher comes set. Now the 3-1 is going to miss wide. A walk gives Safford second, but not only that, Teeters aboard at first, and it brings up Harley Hoblet. I want to apologize for any listeners who've been listening to us on the radio today, or I suppose any number of our Basin Media Active radio stations. Power outage up north going on, a precautionary Pacific Power outage. So maybe a fire or something up north. We saw a little bit of smoke. Don't want to spread rumors, but that's what's going on right now, why you can't grab us on the radio. But we are still streaming on mybasin.com, of course, with audio and video tonight. The 1-0 pitch is called a strike, 1-1.
Wait, hold on. If they have a power outage, how are you telling them to switch to the video if they can't hear you?
Well, I'm saying if people want to, have the video on, if they get in the car and they drive around, they can't find us.
Sure, but
or if you are, trying to listen to some music after the game, not gonna be able to find any music because our music stations are down too.
But how did that PSA get out there?
The 2-1 to everyone watching the game right now, Walter.
Oh, sure, but not the radio.
Well, no.
Okay, gotcha.
2-2 the count to Harley Hoblet. Safford in at second. Teeters on at first. Good lead out at second for Safford. No one holding him there with 2 strikes on the hitter. Hoblet trying to punch one out there. Here's the 2-2, and he does just that. Rolls one through the left side. Safford turning around third. The throw in from the outfield is going to be cut off, and Safford scores on the RBI single from Harley Hoblet, and the Falcons lead 1-0. But then they get Teeters a little overzealous at second, and that will end the inning. But count the run as the Falcons lead by a single run, headed to the top half of the third next on mybasin.com.
In the second inning, the Falcons, they score a run on 2 hits, no errors in 1 out.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Oliver Ackley, Liam Edgar, and Randy Patrick do up this half inning for the South Medford Colts as the Falcons earned a one-run advantage in the bottom half of the second. It was an RBI single from Harley Hoblet that got them that run, and the count is 1-0 here to Oliver Ackley to lead off this half. Medeiros comes right after the hitter and gets a swing and a miss against Ackley. The count is even. Ackley in the opener was 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts against Corbin Hamilton. He's now 0-2 against Medeiros. Hamilton struck out 7 batters in the opener today. He had a really great showing. Medeiros has 1 K through 2 innings so far today. Here's the pitch. Looked at for a ball, just missing outside and probably low to Ackley. Count is even to him. Talked a little bit about what's up next for the Falcons. We can talk about what's up next for South Medford too, as the 2-2 is going to miss outside, 3-2. Again, this is 4 games in a row between the Colts and the Falcons. We return over to South Medford on Thursday, but once the series is done, South Medford has the weekend off as Ackley looks at strike 3, knee high, 1 out in the inning. Brings up Liam Edgar with 1 out in the third. So South Medford has Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. They will host the North Medford Mavericks on Monday, and they'll make a return trip across town against North Medford on Wednesday next week. Those are the next 4 games coming up for South as Edgar takes strike 1, and Medeiros works ahead. It's the most important pitch in baseball, strike 1, and Medeiros finds it more often than not this season. The 0-1 pitch is lifted into the air. Center field, Hoblet hardly has to move out there, makes the catch. And there's 2 outs in the inning. I think you said Hoblet, I mean, he's been impressive this season. Been kind of the dark horse out there, I think, for the Falcons. Last year, he was kind of the guy you gave the ball to in hopes that he could get you a few innings, and you expect maybe your offense needs to have a good day to get him a win. But this season, he's been very trustworthy in getting quick outs and working deep into ball games. And he really had a breakout during the prep season with Lost River. Transferred from Bonanza to Lost River High School. So the 1-0 pitch is lifted into right center field. Hoblet going back. That one is over his head and likely going to be extra bases for Randy Patrick. But in fact, just a single. As a good throw in from Hoblet in the outfield held Patrick. And the lineup card turns over here for Gunnar Dale. I just wanted to finish my point about Medeiros during the high school season. Made 11 starts for Lost River. Had a sub-2 ERA. And so, again, he's just that last summer, I think, we talk about it every year, but you spend a summer playing American Legion baseball with the Falcons, and you just get better. And Medeiros is a great example of it. Runner at first, 2 outs. Gunnar Dale, first pitch swinging, pushes it down the first base side, foul. Count is 0-1. Dale in this game is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded out in the first inning. I think his teammates are tired of having the ball hit into their dugout. They said, man, hit it that way. I heard him from all the way up here. Count is 0-1 to Dale. Swings and misses on that pitch. Medeiros elevates the inside fastball. Tough one to catch up to as a right-hander. And the count is 0-2 against Gunnar Dale. Decent lead off of first for Patrick. Medeiros not mindful of it, though. Here's the 0-2. It swung on and missed. Medeiros gets 2 strikeouts here in the third and keeps the shutout intact through 3. The Falcons lead 1-0, head to the bottom half next on MyBasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. a place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Leading off this half inning for Klamath Falls as they lead 1-0 against South Medford. It's Carson Sims, Corbin Hamilton, and Jacoby Tacchini, top of the order, as they look to get something started against Charlie Burton. Burton got through the second inning allowing 1 run, but so far Falcons 3 hits in the first 2 innings. They're swinging the bat well. And after the first game, Walter, where the Falcons swung it well, they swung it early and often, a team which looks hungry to hit today in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. I mean, they usually, you've mentioned this before, but usually towards the middle of a game, sometimes towards the end of the game, they usually have one really big inning where they just stack on a lot of runs in that one inning, and then the rest of the game they kind of take it easy. I don't think we've made it to that inning this game yet.
Well, one time through the order is typically the kind of filling out period. Sims shows bunt, pulls back in time. He's ahead 2-0. But Sims, leading off the inning, second time through. We'll see if they've made any adjustments against Charlie Burton. But, I mean, you make a good point. It was the second time through the order that the Falcons plated 5 runs in the third. And then third time through the order, 3 more runs in the fourth as Sims swings and misses at the 2-0 there.
Yeah, we were talking about Sims a little bit earlier. He seems like a guy who really flourishes under pressure.
Yeah. Having to learn a new position defensively this season. Looks really good at shortstop. Leading off games, never easy. But you're right. I think he's a guy who does, pressure makes diamonds. And Sims performs well in the clutch.
It's all up. It's up. God.
Bouncer to third. Up with it is Ely. Throw on to first is in time.
What am I trying to say, Josh?
I'll give you one more crack at that one.
What am I trying to say? Never mind. It does not matter.
Swing and a miss.
What Walter Hartley has to say.
So Sims grounds out and Hartley strikes out, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton.
3-pitch strikeout.
Yeah. Hamilton did actually strike out his last time up. He's 0 for 1 today in this one. Bats here with nobody out and nobody on. 1 out, nobody on, as Hamilton takes a pitch outside there. 1-0. After Hamilton in the order, it's Jacoby Tacchini. Burton again working out of the stretch. Hamilton shows bunt, pops this one up. The catcher going to give chase, but just a bit too far behind him. And I believe the count to Hamilton is now even at a ball and a strike. Starting in left field today, but hold on just a moment as we get a new pitcher into the game. I think Burton maybe reached his pitch count. As they make the call out to right field, it looks like Dale might come in to pitch. We'll step aside for 60 seconds and come back, give the new arms some time to warm up. The Falcons lead 1-0. There's 1 out in the bottom of the third. Back after this on mybasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Gunnar Dale in the game for the South Medford Colts, along with a slew of other changes for South Medford. We'll clue you in on those here in just a second. But first, a look at Gunnar Dale on the mound as he takes over for Charlie Burton in the bottom half of the third inning of a 1-0 ball game. Dale leads the team in innings pitched this year, 21 innings pitched even through 5 games. This is his first relief appearance of the season. He's got a 2-2 record, 22 hits, 25 runs, although only 16 earned. He offers up the free pass at a pretty high clip, 22 walks in 21 innings pitched. He's struck out 17 batters, an ERA of 5.33 entering play today. His first task will be Corbin Hamilton, and he takes it over mid-count as Hamilton is ahead 1-0. The other changes for South Medford, Nate Kuhl has moved over to third, Max Ely to second, Charlie Burton to first, and Randy Patrick is now out in right field. So Dale was in right field, and everyone else kind of shifting over to make room for him now on the hill. And here's Corbin Hamilton. Count is, well, I suppose it's even to Corbin Hamilton, a ball and a strike. As, Hamilton did try to lay down a bunt, now that memory serves me, and put it down foul. So count is even to Corbin. Jacoby Tacchini due up next. There's one out in the inning. First pitch from Gunnar Dale is, going to miss low. 2-1. The count now to Corb. Like I said, 0 for 1 today, struck out in the first inning. And he takes a look at a ball outside there, 3-1. The count from Gunnar Dale. Again, takes over this at-bat partway through it. So Hamilton still kind of feeling him out up there. 3-1 pitch is going to miss wide. And 3 straight balls out of the right hand of Gunnar Dale will give Hamilton the walk, and it brings up Jacoby Tacchini. Like I said, walks have been the knock on this season for Dale, but going to try to give some strikes into Tacchini here, a guy who's tough to pitch to normally, and especially with runners on. Tacchini batting .382 this season, 34 RBIs, 9 doubles on the year, including one in the first game earlier today and earlier today as well. Leading off of first is Hamilton. Dale out of the stretch. Hamilton takes off on the first pitch. It's called a ball. The throw down is not going to be there. It takes Edgar off the base trying to cover. And so Hamilton into scoring position with 1 out in the inning. Now an RBI opportunity for the team leader in that category.
I have to say, that's my favorite play in baseball.
Just the steal?
The throwdown.
Oh, okay. When the catcher can do it well, it is a thing of beauty. That's for sure.
Or if the runner can get under the tag, that's also pretty sweet in my book.
1-0 pitch. Going to have to wait. They throw over to second. The throw winds up in center field. Hamilton gets up and dashes for third. The throw to get him is not in time. Hamilton advances on the error. Now a runner at third with just 1 out in the inning. Ian Meyer due up next, but Tacchini, just about anything will score Hamilton here. Infield playing back. I suppose the corner's playing even with the bag. They might try to go home on a hard-hit ground ball to either one of them. But up the middle, they're playing on the cut of the outfield grass. Here's the 1-0 out of the windup. And it's called a strike to Tacchini, just below the letters on the outside part of the plate. And the count is even to Jacoby. In the opener today, Tacchini was 2 for 2, 3 runs scored, a double and a single to go along with the walk as Dale misses outside. 2-1. Dale's been missing outside to the right-handers here early in this one. Going to try to find that location. If you can hit it, that's a great pitch. 2-1, fouled off, 2-2. Coach Teeters down the third base side. Coach Drew Rabel down the first base side. Assistants in the dugout. Pete Whistler, Craig Connor. I think Caleb Keelan is in there somewhere. I thought I saw him pregame. Here's the 2-2, fouled back. Count remains 2-2. Standing at third is Hamilton. He walked, stole second, and then advanced on the error. The 2-2. Misses wide. 3-2, the count to Tacchini. Good at-bat working here for the Falcons catcher. Working out of the windup. Again, Dale with the runner at third. Here it comes. That misses wide, and Takini works a walk. Runners at the corners, one out after back-to-back walks. It brings up Ian Meyer as Chase Barrett comes in to run for Takini. Ian Meyer, an opportunity here, flew out to end the first inning, but in a good spot here. We'll see how aggressive the Falcons get on the base paths as Coach Teeters offers a set of signs. Carter Shack emerges from home plate, gives signs to his infield. What are they going to do if Barrett tries to swipe second with Hamilton's got decent speed at third? First pitch on the way to Ian Meyer. Dale set, delivers. First pitch called a strike. Late steal attempt there from Barrett. They instead throw down to third. And so you don't earn a run from that first and third play, but you do get two guys in scoring position for the middle of the order due up with just one out in the inning, hoping that Meyer can drive them in, and if not, you've got Colin and PJ due up the next couple of spots. So good aggressiveness puts the Falcons in a good spot here. Bottom of the third inning, they lead South Medford 1-0. Infield coming in for South Medford is the 1-0 pitch, misses outside, 1-1. Max Ely comes in. The first baseman Burton is in, and Nate Cool at third is playing even with the bag. But now Ely sort of backs up. Looks like he's playing it straight away. 1-1 pitch home. Meyer grounds one to short. Up with it is Edgar. The throw to first is in time, but Hamilton also scores from third. And so Meyer, a productive out, gives him the RBI. It also advances Barrett to third. And Colin Takini due up now in a 2-0 ball game, and a runner at third with two outs. Takini 0 for 1 in this one. He grounded out in the second. By the way, for Meyer, that was RBI number 24 on the season. Colin a chance to add another as the Falcons lead by a pair in the bottom of the third. The pitch is a bouncer back up the middle. Ricochets off of the glove of the pitcher. Slow rolls to the shortstop. Off-balance throw is not going to be in time. Takini then is going to be safe on the base hit. And a run scores, and an RBI makes it 3-0 Falcons. Barrett touched home on that play. They're going to give Colin the base hit as it ricocheted off of Dale. Edgar didn't really have a good chance to play it cleanly. And so Takini aboard with a single. Colin thought he was motioning for a courtesy, but he's going to be out there as P.J. Safford digs in. Throw over to first. Colin back safely. And P.J. 1 for 1 in today's ball game, or in this nightcap, I suppose. He singled and later scored in the second inning. Another move over to first. That one a bit closer. I think the first baseman lost the ball on the tag as Takini dives back safely. 2 runs home this inning for the Falcons. They lead by 3. Bottom of the third in a league matchup against South Medford. Pitch in. Safford line drive, right field, base hit. Takini just staying at second, so station to station there for the Falcons. 2 men on, 2 men out. Here's Trustin Thomas. By the way, 2 for 2 now on the day for P.J. Safford. Gotta feel good to break out a little bit for him. A guy who squares up the ball, but sometimes has trouble finding base hits. But good now, 2 for 2 on the day today. Thomas 0 for 1 in this one. Flew out to center field in the second inning. Here's the pitch. Thomas takes strike 1 over the heart of the plate. Nods. Thinks now he's seen it. Now he's going to try to time up that fastball. Thomas, again, 0 for 1 today, but in the opener, an RBI double came in the third inning. Here he bats with a couple of guys on in the third inning again. The 0-1. Checks his swing. Did he go? Doesn't matter. Home plate umpire says yes, he did. Count is 0-2 to Trustin Thomas. Decent lead off of second for Colin. The shortstop, Edgar, playing pretty much even with him. Decent lead off of first for Safford, but the pitcher steps off. I think the catcher had an equipment issue, but it looks like everything is settled for Carter Shack behind the plate. And we're ready for baseball. An 0-2 count against Trustin Thomas. 2 outs in the inning, 2 men on, 3-0 Falcons lead, bottom of the third. Dale out of the stretch, comes set, takes a deep breath, checks on the runner at second, and now motions home. Thomas rolls one through the left side and a base hit. Takini rounding third. The throw in from the outfield is going to be cut off. They got Safford nearly caught between second, but the throw to get him will never come. Safford in back safely. An RBI single for Trustin Thomas. The score 4-0 Falcons as they add another in the third. Thomas just comes up in those RBI spots. On the season for Trustin, 14 base hits and now 17 RBIs. And like I said, he just seems to come through in those moments and adds another there as Ty Teeters bats in a similar spot. 2 on, 2 out. Pitch from Gunnar Dale. That one called a strike on the inside part to Teeters. Looked like maybe a slider from Dale. Had a little wrinkle to it. Started inside and I think kind of crept back across the dish as Teeters is behind 0-1. Safford leads off a second. The shortstop, Edgar, trying to hold him there. The throw is not going to be there. Good throw from the pitcher. Tag applied to Safford, but I think his back arm got in there safely. And so inning stays alive. It's been back-to-back-to-back singles for the Falcons, leading to 3 runs in this inning. The 0-1 home. Fouled off by Ty. Count is 0-2. If the inning continues, Harley Hoblet is on deck for the Falcons. 4-0, they lead, bottom of the third inning. Teeter's going to shorten up the stroke in a 2-strike count. Chokes up a little bit and closes off the batting stance. Here's the 0-2 from Gunnar Dale. Watches that one bounce. Good take there by Teeters and a good read by Safford at second. Not moving on the pitch in the dirt as Carter Shack knocked it down. Count as a ball and 2 strikes to Ty Teeters. 379 hitter this season for the Falcons. Looking to punch one out there with 2 strikes. Dale set, takes a look around. Now the pitch home. Teeters, another chopper to the left side. Backhanded at short, but Edgar can only knock it down as Teeters reaches first base there. Give Teeters a hit. Bases are loaded for Harley Hoblet. Edgar in the gap, gave a lot of effort to get there, was able to knock it down, probably saved a run from his effort, honestly. If that ball slow rolled into left field, I could see a world where they send P.J. Safford and maybe advance Thomas to third, so even just getting a glove on it there probably saved a run. Now Hoblet needs a base hit to convert those runs. Bases loaded, and he takes strike 1. Hoblet 1 for 1 in today's ball game. Had an RBI single in the second. Pokes one out to second. Charging in is the second baseman. Ely. Throw to first is in time. And the Falcons leave the bases loaded in the third, but they add 3 runs. They lead 4-0 as we go to the top half of the fourth next on mybasin.com.
In the Falcons' third inning, they scored 3.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Colby Medeiros on the hill here for the Klamath Falls Falcons as we get set for the top of the fourth inning. Want to give you the line score for our 2 teams today. The Falcons got 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors. For South Medford today, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. As Nate Cool leads things off against Colby Medeiros, misses low and away, does Medeiros. The count is 1-0. For Cool today, 0 for 1. He grounded out in the first inning. Ground ball left side foul. Count is even to Nate Cool. Cool is a class of 29 at South Medford, and even one of their younger players, he's been very productive this season. Hits kind of a knuckleball out to the right side of the infield. It rolled around on everybody, and no one is able to field it cleanly. And a leadoff base runner for South Medford in this inning will bring up Max Ely. That had some wicked spin on it going down the first base line. They're going to mark that an error, an E4. Oh, a base hit? All right, base hit is how it's going to go in for now. I would agree with that. That was a strange bounce onto Meyer. He was playing it like it was going to bounce right. It wound up kicking left on the spin. Teeters trying to fight his momentum to field the ball cleanly, couldn't do it. So leadoff single. The first pitch to Max Ely hits him up and in. That one does not feel good, as Ely will take first base as if it's any consolation. Cool advances to second. 2 men on for Carter Shack to begin the inning.
Yeah, it sounded kind of hollow, like it hit the bone.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good. They're going to let him kind of work that out on his forearm there. Looks to be okay, though. Doesn't have to spend much time walking it off. So he's going to stay put over there at first. Carter Shack getting ready to step in now for South Medford today. 0 for 1. He grounded out to lead off the second inning. Medeiros in a little bit of a jam here to lead off the fourth. 2 on, nobody out. Trying to keep the shutout alive as the Falcons lead 4-0 against South Medford here tonight in the second of a doubleheader at Kiger Stadium. Firm fastball over the heart of the plate. Medeiros uses it to get ahead 0-1. Carter Shack this season a .286 hitter for South Medford. He's the only player to have hit a home run this season, and boy, would South Medford love that right about now. The 0-1 is slow rolled out to the mound. Medeiros turns around, goes to Sims for 1, Sims onto first for 2, and the 1-6-3 double play, a pitcher's best friend, gives Medeiros 2 outs in the inning. But Cool does advance to third, so 90 feet away from scoring is Nate Cool, and Julian Uribe to hit now in the 5 spot. Uribe struck out in the second inning, 0 for 1 today. An RBI opportunity for him. He's got no RBIs yet this season, but perfect opportunity to try to grab a base hit and knock one home here. He swings and misses at strike 1. Uribe settles back in, and the pitch from Medeiros, the 0-1, misses upstairs. Uribe, class of 28 at South Medford High School. Like we said, the South Medford Panthers made the 6A postseason this year, where the 23rd seed lost in the opening round. As the pitch to Uribe is called a strike, 1-2. In the 6A tournament, there's 32 teams that get invited as opposed to the smaller classifications where only 16 teams make it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Looked at for strike 3. Medeiros gets a big strikeout there. After a single and a hit batsman, Medeiros works out with the shutout intact as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning in a 4-0 ball game on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Bottom half of inning number 4 as the Klamath Falls Falcons lead the South Medford Colts a score of 4-0. Gunnar Dale into the second inning of his relief appearance today as he goes up against the top of the Falcons order. Carson Sims, Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Tacchini. We can close the book on Charlie Burton, who pitched 2 1/3 innings today, gave up 3 hits and a run. He walked 1 and struck out 1. They took him out at 45 pitches exactly, so almost certainly for the pitch count reason. He exited the game in the middle of an at-bat to Corbin Hamilton, and so regardless, Dale falls behind of Sims, 1-0 here in the count. Carson 0 for 2 today as he takes strike 1. Counts even now to Sims. And, we overthrew the pitcher. I saw everyone looking around, wasn't quite sure what for, but looks like we're back and ready for baseball. 3 runs in the bottom of the third for the Falcons to improve their lead to 4-0 as Sims swings through an off-speed pitch away, a ball and 2 strikes. It was 3 runs on 4 hits in the third for the Falcons. They batted all 9 guys. That's why Sims is leading off again. The 1-2 pitch is a line drive to first, caught by Burton at first. And there's 1 out in the inning. Good piece of hitting by Sims, all told. You hit it hard the opposite way. It's just right at the first baseman. You live with those in a baseball season. Hope they start to break your way as Sims is now 0 for 3 on the day, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton, who's 0 for 1 in this one. Pitch to Hamilton, waves and misses at a pitch out of the zone, 0-1. Hamilton walked his last time up. It was the first batter that Dale had faced. Hamilton later scored in the third inning to go along with his strikeout in the first. Pitch to Hamilton here, taken for a strike. Right around the knees, maybe a touch low, but certainly on the inside part of the plate. Count is 0-2 here against Corbin. Pitched the shutout in the 11-0 win for the Falcons in the opener today as that pitch bounces, no doubt about that one. Hamilton's going to fetch it for the catcher, but the count is a ball and 2 strikes with Jacoby Tacchini due up next. That win, by the way, earlier today puts the Falcons back on a winning streak. Winners of 3 straight after having lost back on Friday. They've beaten the Junior Riverhawks, the Southern Oregon Hooks, and earlier today the South Medford Colts as Corbin Hamilton swings and misses at strike 3. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th inning. Brings up Jacoby Tacchini. Tacchini 1 for 1 today, doubled in the first inning. Was hit by a pitch. Chase Barrett would come in and run for him and score in the 3rd inning. Trying to get a 2-out rally started here against Gunnar Dale. The pitch is looked at for ball 1, missed below the knees. Count favors Jacoby. He's had a great day today. Combined the 2 games, and he is 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and a single. As that pitch misses outside, 2-0. 382 hitter on the season. Team leader in RBIs, up there in walks as well. I think he does lead the team, second on the team in walks this season, although he gets walked intentionally more than anyone else on the team by a wide margin. Count is 2-1 to Jacoby Tacchini. In fact, I think he's the only guy who's been intentionally walked so far this year. Tacchini hits one hard to right field, and you see why, as he just added another extra base hit. Turning first, headed for second as that one rolled out towards the Peterson Cat and Rental sign out there. Tacchini is aboard with a 2-out double.
Wow, is that just me, or did he look a little speedy there? It looks like he's added some speed.
There we go. Get the wheels burning after your 3rd double of the day.
Yeah, he just had to warm up.
Yeah, stretch out the legs a little bit.
Yeah.
Tacchini in with a double there, double number 11 on the season. Ian Meyer steps in now. He's 0 for 2 today, although he does have an RBI when he grounded out in the 3rd. By the way, Chase Barrett coming in to run for Tacchini at second. Meyer looking for a 2-out RBI, a chance he didn't know if he'd get, but Tacchini wrapping that double. Again, opposite field double there for Tacchini as well. Over the head of the right fielder, really gave that one a good ride. Scores 4-0, Falcons lead, bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch to Ian Meyer. That's another deep one to right field. Oh, this one looks a little bit more playable for Patrick, but a bad route, and it's over his head. Barrett's going to score, and Meyer in with what's shortly going to be scored as a double. And Meyer with a 2-bagger and an RBI. That one looked playable for Patrick in right field, but he ran more lateral than back to start his route to the baseball and could never catch up with it again. And so there you go. Brings up Colin Tacchini in a 5-0 ball game. Colin 1 for 2 today. Grounded out in the second. Knocked in a run in the third and scored as well after he singled in that inning.
There looks to be a pretty wide gap in far right field. If he can go hit Oppo.
Yeah, the right fielder, Patrick, playing kind of even with the second baseman here. South Medford's been playing a little bit in a shift, anticipating the Falcons to pull today. But, I mean, we've had back-to-back opposite field doubles. And so Falcons can spray it all around the field if you give them an opportunity. Going to have to wait for an 0-1. They try to backpick Meyer at second. It's not a great throw, but luckily for the Colts, that ball bounced off of the bag at second base, or maybe off of Edgar's bare hand. Maybe Meyer slid into his bare hand, but he's kind of shaking it out there. I'm sure it was inadvertent contact either way, especially if it was Meyer. But regardless, nobody's out on the plate. It's an 0-1 count to Colin Tacchini, and the pitch from Gunnar Dale misses wide, and a wild pitch is going to allow Meyer to advance to third. 90 feet away from scoring here for Colin Tacchini in a 1-1 count. Like I said, Colin already had an RBI earlier today in this one. He had 2 RBIs on a double in the opener. It's been a great season for Colin so far. 23 RBIs on the year, and he just might add another one on a ground ball or a line drive down the right side, but that one just winds up foul. Thought that one, if it stayed straight, was probably going to be another opposite field double. Might have even been triple with the way that one was rolling, with how far Patrick is playing away from the foul line, and he doesn't make an adjustment, still playing way off to the left. See if Tacchini can try to push one over there again. The 1-2 home. Swung on and missed on the inside pitch. Tacchini a little bit late on that one, sets down the inning, but the Falcons do add a run on 2 base hits. They leave a man stranded. They lead 5-0 going to the 5th on mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
6, 7, and 8 in the South Medford order due up this half inning against Colby Medeiros, top half of the 5th, and it's a 5-run lead for Klamath Falls. Charlie Burton, Oliver Ackley, and Liam Edgar due up this half inning as Medeiros continues to pitch well out there. Got himself into a little bit of trouble in the 4th as he gets across strike 1 to Charlie Burton. Got 2 runners in scoring position in the 4th inning, but Medeiros was able to wiggle out of it. 1 runner in scoring position. He was able to induce a double play and a strikeout to get himself out of that jam as he starts the 5th inning off with an 0-2 count against Charlie Burton. He's got a smile out there, does Medeiros. I think he's feeling like he's got his stuff in tune. The 0-2, just misses up. That was a good pitch there from Colby. Counts 1-2.
The worst is when you're playing and you're trying to lock in and then someone on your team makes you laugh.
They got some jokesters out there.
Yeah, especially the pitching coach.
I think it's the guy who's at shortstop. I
think he's a man of genius, actually.
I think he's the principal jokester out there. The 2-2 home. Rolled out, but I think that was a foul ball off the foot of Burton.
His knee.
That one does not feel good. That was off the knee or the shin. He's favoring his knee. That hit the ground and then bounced back up and got him. And while they take a look at him, want to remind you today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance. They use a modern and research-backed approach to physical therapy to ensure you see both a reduction in pain and enhanced mobility, getting you back to peak levels of optimal health and wellness. Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance has been treating athletes of all ages since 2020. Also want to give a shout-out to Howard's Meat Center, where tradition meets innovation with every cut and every bite of Smokin' H barbecue. As you step through their doors, you're not just entering a meat center, you're stepping back to a time when the quality of the meat and the depth of the customer service was everything. Check out Howard's Meat Center next to Les Schwab Tires on South 6th Street. So after some conversations with the coaching staff, making sure Burton is okay, he's still kind of flexing his right knee, but ready to continue the at-bat. He's got 2 strikes on him against Colby Medeiros, and it's fouled back. Count remains 2-2 to Burton. He's the leadoff hitter here in the top half of the 5th. The Falcons lead 5-0 against the South Medford Colts in a league matchup tonight. Chopper towards the left side. Sims charging. Up with it. Good throw to Meyer in time. 1 gone in the 5th.
Yeah, about Carson Sims, I actually think that he's a genius. You know, we were walking past the field house one day, and he was like, guys, what if we all wore white, and then everyone else, and then the pitcher and the catcher wore blue, or something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
And then it actually happened, yeah?
Yeah, he was the chief engineer, I think, of the red, white, and blue that the Falcons wore on the 4th of July, or at least he's the first one I heard mention it. Ackley tries to lay down a bunt. Instead, he just returns it to the sender. Medeiros catches it on the fly, and there's 2 outs in the inning. So, okay. But if that's a stroke of genius to you, I'll give you that. But I also see this guy dancing in the dugout, goofing around.
You know, that's also a stroke of genius.
But that's good stuff. Someone's got to keep the boys loose. Everyone needs one.
It's true, yeah.
Liam Edgar steps in. 0 for 1 today. Flew out in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch from Medeiros as that pitch misses outside 1-0. If you haven't seen the Falcons uniforms, by the way, from the 4th of July up close, I mean, it was really cool. Wearing the red, white, and blue. They had the pitcher and catcher, I think, were in red. The infielders were in white. Everyone else was in blue in the outfield. And we've got a team photo up on our website on mybasin.com. You can also find it on the Falcons Facebook page where everyone is wearing their uniforms, and it's pretty cool. 1-2 the count to Liam Edgar as he takes a look at a pitch that found the outside corner and falls behind here against Colby Medeiros. From the windup, Medeiros delivers the 2-strike pitch, and it's another comebacker to Medeiros. He knocks it down, didn't field it cleanly at first, but collects himself in time to make the throw onto first in time, and the Colts go down in order in the 5th. They trail the Falcons by 5 as we go to the bottom half next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Klamath Falls Falcons lead 5-0 against the South Medford Colts. Back end of a league doubleheader tonight at Kiger Stadium. The 4-game season series between the Colts and the Falcons continues on Thursday at South Medford. A 1 o'clock first pitch for a doubleheader there. It's going to be warm, I'm sure. So if you don't want to make the midday trip, or you can't, you got work obligations, whatever the case might be, you can always tune in for free on mybasin.com. Listen on the radio on 104.3 and 960 Sports. You know, I don't want to encourage any bad habits here, but if you find yourself at the office, load up the mybasin.com app, go to mybasin.com, toss in the earbuds. You know, boss might never know. You can listen to the ball game.
You know, my social studies teacher, whenever our team was playing, KU.
Yeah.
He would stop lecture and put on the game, so he didn't have to do anything.
Good teacher.
Yeah, good teacher. Yeah, because we were supporting. It was school spirit.
P.J. Safford leading things off here for the Falcons against Gunnar Dale. First pitch lined foul off to the right side. Count is 0-1. Safford today 2 for 2 in the nightcap. Singled in the second and third innings. Oh, Ely's on the mound. Took over for Gunnar Dale here. Bouncer. Back to Ely on the bump. Throw to first in time, and there's the out. So Ely comes in from second. It looks like he just swapped spots with Dale out there at second base. And so we'll give you the look at Max Ely in just a second. As there's one out of the inning, and it brings up Trustin Thomas. Thomas is 1 for 2 today, singled in a run in the third inning. As Max Ely is making his 7th appearance of the season. It's his 3rd in relief. Delivers to Trustin Thomas, and it's strike 1. Ely carries a 3-1 record. He's allowed 21 hits in 19 1/3 innings, or I suppose now 19 2/3 innings. 19 runs, 10 earned, 6 walks in 23 Ks. He leads the team in the strikeout category, 23 strikeouts in 19 2/3 innings pitched. Count is 1-1 to Trustin Thomas. Here's the pitch from Ely. Misses low, maybe a touch outside to Trustin, 2-1. Ty Teeters due up next for the Falcons. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Falcons lead 5-0. Lights have come on here at Kiger Stadium. Shadows deep into left field. The 2-1. Looked at for a strike, knee high, middle of the plate, 2-2. The count to Trustin Thomas. Ely works quickly, gets the ball back, he's ready to throw. 2-2 pitch, dials up the curveball and gets a swing and a miss from Trustin Thomas. 2 outs in the 5th, and it brings up Ty Teeters. Teeters 1 for 1 today. He walked in the 2nd, and he singled in the 3rd. Was left stranded as the Falcons left the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. Pitch to Teeters, misses away, 1-0. Harley Hoblet is due up next for the Falcons. Should the inning continue. Here's the 1-0. Fouled back. And the count is even to Ty Teeters. Just wrapped up his sophomore campaign with the Henley Hornets, who of course made the state semifinal for the 3rd time in as many seasons this last year. But it's Teeters' first official year with the Falcons. Here's the pitch. It's a chopper to the left side. Tough one to get to, but Edgar fields it in the gap. Throw across the diamond. Short hops the first baseman, and Teeters with an infield single with 2 outs in the inning brings up Harley Hoblet. Hoblet, another youngster for the Falcons, wrapped up his freshman season for Henley. Guy who was up and down at the beginning of the season at the varsity level, but was used quite a bit at the end of the year and looks to have a bright future for the Falcons, batting here in the 9 spot. Today he's 1 for 2. Had an RBI single in the 2nd inning. He grounded out in the 3rd, but an opportunity with 2 outs and a runner on in the bottom of the 5th. Ely steps off a couple of times before he starts this at-bat to Harley Hoblet. And the pitch in is taken for a ball away. 1-0. Teeters now with a super aggressive lead off of first. He's only about 2 steps off the bag, and his secondary lead gets him to about the cut of the grass. As the count now 1-1 as Hoblet takes a look at a strike. As the count runs even. Here's the 1-1 home. Ely peeks at the runner at first and now delivers. Hoblet, a line drive into center field, is down for a base hit. Back-to-back 1-out singles, and it brings up Carson Sims. Sims looking for his first knock today, although he's hit the ball hard a couple of times. Once when he flew out to right field, and once when he lined out to first base. He also mixed in a ground ball in there. But a chance at an RBI after back-to-back 2-out singles from Teeters, who now stands at second, and Hoblet, who's aboard at first. The delivery from Max Ely. Sims watches it miss low. By the way, with Ely coming in relief to start the inning, we can give you the final line score on Gunnar Dale as well. He worked 1 2/3 middle innings, 6 hits, 4 runs. They're all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 2. Sims takes a strike on the outer third there. The count is even to the Falcons' shortstop. Corbin Hamilton is on deck. Here's the pitch on the way to Sims. Grounder to the left side. Up with it is Edgar. Edgar overthrows the toss to second base. Hoblet is safe. Scoring is Teeters. And Sims will be safe on the fielder's choice. And so the run scores on the error. No RBI. Sims safe on the fielder's choice. Hoblet advances to third on the same error. And what looked to be routine was anything but that time for Edgar. Tried to underhand dish to the second baseman, Dale, but overshot him. Run scores, 6-0 Falcons. Here's the first pitch to Hamilton with runners at the corners and good speed at first in Sims. Colts going to have to be conscious of him. Here's the pitch. Sims takes off on the first offering. Pitch misses inside. The throw down, cut off by the by the pitcher, Ely. And Sims in safely at second. Hoblet stays at third. 2 men in scoring position for Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 2, though, today, although he did walk in the third inning and score a run. Takes a pitch upstairs, 2-0. Hamilton on the season, 13 RBIs. Chance to boost those numbers here with a couple of guys in scoring position. And again, good speed in at second with Sims. The 2-0. Hit foul off to the right side. Count is 2-1. Hit the blacktop, not your car out there, Walter. I saw your neck bending out there where you park.
Yep.
But just the asphalt.
Well, I wanted to see if it was going to hit something on the rebound.
2-1, the count to Corbin Hamilton. Good lead off a second for Sims. Massive lead out there. The 2-1 hit again to the right side. This one's certainly foul as well. Counts 2-2. Sims, secondary lead at second base. If you're watching on mybasin.com, clock it because he gets almost halfway to third as the pitch is being thrown. Ely comes set and continues to walk away from the second base bag to Sims. The 2-2 misses wide. And the count is full, 3-2. First base is open. But then if you're the Colts, you risk facing Jacoby Tacchini with the bases loaded. Ely set again, trying to find that put-away pitch against Corbin Hamilton. Kicks and delivers and finds it as Hamilton comes up empty on the swing and the miss. That gives Hamilton the hat trick today. 3 strikeouts as the Falcons leave a couple of guys in scoring position. But they do add a run, 6-0, as we go to the top half of the 6th next on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Top of the 6th inning, Falcons lead 6-0 against the South Medford Colts. It'll be 9-1-2 due up this half inning for the Colts, and a pinch hitter to lead off this inning. This looks like it's going to be Luke Nash batting here in the 9 spot. as he faces Colby Medeiros. We'll check the line score for Colby Medeiros here in just a moment as he gets the 6th inning started with the ball. Counts 1-0. Medeiros so far tonight through 5 innings has allowed 2 hits, no walks. He's struck out 4 batters on 50 pitches. Swing and a miss. Count is even. 1-1. The count to Luke Nash. By the way, hitting in the space of Randy Patrick, who exits the game 1 for 1 today. He singled in the 3rd inning. Medeiros misses wide there. Counts 2-1. After Nash, it should be Gunnar Dale, and it is. He's in the on-deck circle there. And then Nate Kuhl should be due up 3rd this half. 2-1 the count at the plate. Lifted into center field. Hoblet having to go back a couple of steps. He still has to battle the sun out there, but he makes the catch. And 1 out in the inning. So now Gunnar Dale due up for South Medford. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game today. Dale grounded out in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd. Had his moment on the mound earlier today for South Medford. He pitched 1 2/3 innings, allowing 6 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 2. The 0-1 misses low. Count is even to Gunnar Dale. Started the game in right field. Came in to pitch. Now plays second base for South Medford today. The 1-1 hit foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff man in the South Medford order. They're looking for anything today against Colby Medeiros. The Falcons' 2 starters today have just absolutely had their number. The 1-2. This one is lifted up behind home plate. Could be out of play.
Oh.
And it is, just off of the press box, the roof here at Kiger Stadium.
Felt like it was right above me.
Yeah. Thought maybe we could stick our hand out the window and grab it coming down.
That would be a pretty narrow.
Tight fit?
Yeah.
Try again. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Looked at for strike 3. Medeiros paints the outside part to set down Dale for the 2nd time today, and it brings up Nate Kuhl.
Here we go. The lights are turning on here.
It's the fun part about the Legion season in the summer. You know, we broadcast Henley games all year. They don't got lights out there, so we wind up playing early. But I've always said there's something nostalgic about playing under the lights. First pitch swinging for Nate Kuhl. Pops it up in the infield. Colin Tacchini waves everybody off, and he makes the catch. The Colts down in order for the 2nd straight inning. The Falcons carry a 6-run lead to the bottom half of the 6th inning next on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Bottom of the 6th inning for Klamath Falls. Jacoby Tacchini, Ian Meyer, and Colin Tacchini due up this half inning. Falcons lead by 6, trying to add some insurance here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Tacchini's a good guy to get it started. A couple of doubles today, 2 for 2, and a run scored as well. First pitch from Max Ely is a bouncer to the left side. It is just past the glove of Kuhl at 3rd and into left field for a single for Jacoby Tacchini, having a great day at the plate. That makes him 5 for 5 on the day, and he has reached base all 7 times. Great day for Jacoby, and it brings up Ian Meyer. Meyer is 1 for 3 today, a couple of RBIs. One came on a double in the 4th inning. He also added an RBI on a ground out in the 3rd to go along with a quiet fly out in the 1st inning. Pitch to Meyer. Misses upstairs, 1-0. They got Chase Barrett in to run over there at first instead for Jacoby Tacchini. Here's the 1-0. That one is going to hit Meyer. And for Meyer, now the team leader in being hit by a pitch, overtakes Jacoby Tacchini for the tie. That's the 5th time Meyer's been hit this season.
Right in the small of his back.
Yeah. Doesn't feel great. You'd like that one to hit you a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But he'll take first. And he's on base for the 2nd time today. Colin Tacchini is stepping in now, 1 for 3. First pitch from Ely, hit in the air, deep right center field. That one is going to get down in the gap for extra bases. They wave in Barrett. Meyer gets the green light as well. The throw in from the cutoff man is high, and Meyer scores. The throw to third to try to hit Colin is not applied. Colin Tacchini with a double, 2 RBIs, advances on the throw, and the Falcons lead 8-0. This will bring up P.J. Safford for the Falcons, 2 for 3 tonight. Singled each of his first 2 times up in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Last time up, though, grounded out in the 5th.
I feel like a lot of those deep ones tonight could have been home runs in a lot of the other fields that we play in.
Yeah, the Falcons do play in some smaller fields. Kiger, I think the deepest outfield of anywhere in our league. But that one probably would have been left short. The wind helped it, but still a good ride from Colin. Knocking a couple of runs, 14 hits on the day for the Falcons. They've swung it well. They've turned it into a sizable lead. And every run scored makes it easier for what I would imagine being Colby Medeiros in the next half inning. If they try to let him go the distance, he's thrown well.
Well, if they score twice here, don't they just win?
Yeah, you could earn a walk-off if you get your 10th run across in this inning, too. And run number 9 theoretically stands at 3rd right now. That's Colin Tacchini.
And then 10 would be PJ.
Yeah, right. Safford checks his swing. Holds up in time. Counts 3-1 to Safford. They've got Trustin Thomas. They're pinch hitting for Thomas, it looks like, next with Jacoby Nickerson in the circle. 3-1, misses wide. Safford walks. Runners at the corners for Nickerson. First time we're seeing Nickerson today. They'll take a look at the last couple of games for Nickerson. He played in the game against the Southern Oregon Hooks, wound up 1 for 1. Had a run scored in that game. Had an RBI in the loss against Vencer, was 1 for 3 in that game. Also had an RBI back on July 1st. The home game against Phoenix Cascade was 1 for 2 in that ball game with an RBI. And Jacoby bats .333 on the season. Is the Jaws theme song his walk-up? No. Okay. I like that, but I wasn't sure what that was. Nickerson stepping in. First pitch, a ground ball towards the right side. And Dale misplays it at first, but recovers in time enough to record the out. But in the meantime, Colin Tacchini does score. So an RBI for Nickerson on the ground out. 1 out in the inning. Safford to second. And Ty Teeters going to be pinch hit for by Max Rogers. Rogers on the season, batting .320 for the Falcons. He's 8 for his first 25 this year. Been used a lot as a courtesy runner. He's scored 18 runs this year. Here's the pitch to Rogers. Line drive, diving catch by the shortstop, Edgar. Nice play up the middle to save a base hit, and some good sportsmanship out there as well. Safford gives him the fist bump. That was a great play by Edgar. There's 2 gone in the inning.
Man, that was unfortunate, but you're right. It's always fun to see a good play.
Got to give it up. When a good play is made, tip of the cap all around.
It could happen in a worse situation for us as well.
Stepping up is Chase Barrett. He's had a chance to run the bases today, but getting his first chance to swing the stick here tonight against South Medford. A base hit here could end it with Safford at second as he takes a pitch upstairs, 1-0. After Barrett in the order, it looks like Mason Snell is going to be batting in Carson Sims' spot. 1-0 the count to Ely, and the pitch is swung on and missed. A ball and a strike. Barrett on the season, he bats .258 for the Falcons. 4 singles and 4 extra base hits this year make up 8 knocks in 31 tries for Barrett. The 1-1. Going to bounce to the plate, and Shaq blocks it, not allowing Safford to move up to second, but it's a 2-1 count to Chase Barrett. Ely looking in. Already 3 runs home this half inning for the Falcons. And the 2-1 is going to miss upstairs. And count is 3-1 to Chase Barrett. Readies again. Barrett chokes up a little bit. 3-1 is going to miss in. Barrett walks, and it brings up Mason Snell. Snell getting his first chance today. He was the game's starting left fielder in the opener today, but didn't get a chance to swing the bat, but now he does with 2 men on and 2 men out. First pitch swinging for Snell. Grounder to the left side. Edgar up with it. Throw on to second is not in time. Barrett is safe at second. And a fielder's choice. And this is going to bring up Hunter Glidden with the bases loaded. Got it. Fielder's choice here for Snell. Safford to third, Barrett to second. And this half inning going to end on this at-bat here for Hunter Glidden. Either a base hit, scores a run, fly ball, center field. Ackley back. He makes the catch. We get another half inning of baseball tonight as the Falcons lead 9-0. Medeiros looking to protect the lead. And we'll go to the top half of the 7th. Back after this on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Couple of defensive changes for the Falcons to start the top of the 7th inning. Let's just go ahead and reset the whole defense for you. Colby Medeiros still on the mound. Jacoby Tacchini still catching, but here's where the changes begin as Ian Meyer takes over at third base. Carson Sims is at short. Colin Tacchini now at second with Corbin Hamilton at first. Max Rogers is in left. Harley Hoblet is in center, and Trustin Thomas is in right. As Medeiros, working a shutout into the 7th inning, is going to go up against the middle of the Colts order, 3, 4, and 5, as Max Ely takes ball 1. Ely so far tonight 0 for 1. He's grounded out and been hit by a pitch so far, as that pitch from Medeiros bounces to the plate, counts 2-0. If they need him to, Safford's been tasked with being the relief guy tonight, I think, but he's not out there warming up yet. Medeiros has pitched well today, as the 2-0 misses in, 3-0. Again, after Ely, it's Carter Shack due up next. So, Medeiros from the windup. 3-0 count to Ely, and the pitch is going to miss. And a leadoff walk delivered by Medeiros. Defense has been good today for Colby. No errors in either game so far for the Falcons. And so Medeiros likely going to try to work low in the zone against Carter Shack, who's already grounded into one double play earlier in the ball game. He also grounded out to second base in the second. Middle infield ready for a double play, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Count is 0-1 to Carter Shack. Due up next for South Medford is Colton Bricks. Pitch from Medeiros, misses upstairs. Count is even to Carter Shack. Defensively has played a pretty good catcher tonight for South Medford. Hasn't allowed a pass ball, I don't think. A couple wild pitches have gotten away from him as he swings and misses there. A ball and 2 strikes. He's held Falcons base runners, hasn't allowed any to score on him. I know that for sure. I think maybe one pass ball has advanced one runner, but that would be it so far. The 1-2 is on the way, and it's swung on and missed. Shack goes down on strikes for the first out in the 7th inning, and it brings up Colton Bricks stepping in here.
Attention, please. Pinch hitting for Medford, number 7, Colton Bricks.
Pitch to Bricks is going to miss on the inside part there. Count is 1-0 to Bricks. Batting here in the place of Julian Uribe, who struck out both times today. Pitch in is going to miss away. 2-0 the count. Count is 3-0 to Bricks. After Bricks in the order is Burton. Here's the pitch. It's called a strike right down the middle, 3-1. Efforting our camera back for you for those of you watching on mybasin.com today. Maybe. Here's the 3-1 on the way to Bricks. Medeiros set and delivers. That pitch is going to miss low, and Bricks walks. And that advances Ely to second. And it brings up Charlie Burton. Burton 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out each time in the 2nd and 5th innings. Not much of a lead off of first there for Bricks. They put Hamilton back. Standing at second is Ely. Decent lead out there as Medeiros works ahead of Burton on an outside fastball. Gets ahead there, 0-1. After Burton in the order, it is Oliver Ackley due up next. 9-0 to score. Falcons lead, top of the 7th inning. Pitch home is swung on and missed. 0-2. The count here to Charlie Burton. Oh-2 misses outside. Count is 1-2 to Charlie Burton. As Medeiros looks back in. Takes a look out at Ely. Decent lead out there. The 1-2 is a line drive to center field. Hoblet back a couple of steps, tucks it away for the second out. Brings up Oliver Ackley with 2 outs in the inning. First pitch misses low to Ackley. Count is 0-1. Throw down to first to try to get Bricks. He's back safely. Falcons not pleased with the call, but it's a close play, and the count is 2-0 to Charlie Burton. Apologies for the silence there. Trying to work on getting this camera back for you for the last out of this ball game. As the pitch misses outside there, 3-0. After Ackley in order is Liam Edgar if the inning continues. That pitch is called a strike. Medeiros trying to work back into this at-bat, 3-1. Sims trying to keep the runner Ely close at second. 3-1 pitch, a line drive over the head of Sims and down in center field. They put the brakes on Ely. A good throw in from center keeps him there. Bases loaded here for Liam Edgar. So Edgar 0 for 2 today, but a chance to get the first run of the game across for South Medford. Only the second time in this ball game they've had a runner get to third base. And Medeiros looking in. Here's the pitch. Taken for a strike. And Edgar falls behind 0-1. Edgar a good hitter, third best on the team according to batting average. 347 hitter for the Colts so far this season. As Medeiros comes set with the 0-1 and delivers the pitch. It's going to miss outside. Count is even at a ball and a strike to Edgar. And Luke Nash should be due up next. That pitch misses outside. 2-1 to Edgar. Runner at third is Max Ely. Runner at second is Bricks. And runner at first is Ackley. Medeiros having a quick chat with Coach Craig Connor. And with 2 outs in the seventh, Medeiros is going to exit the ball game in favor of Hayden Poor. Likely pitch count related would be my guess. That was pitch number 84 for Medeiros. Wanted to keep him under that 85 moniker, and so we'll have a new pitcher in, and it's Hayden Poor. Stepping aside here for 60 seconds on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Hayden Poor getting ready to try to get the final out of the ball game for the Klamath Falls Falcons as he comes in relief of Colby Medeiros. Poor on the season, making his 9th appearance. It's his 5th in relief. He's pitched 19 2/3 previous innings, has a 3-1 record, has allowed 14 hits, 8 runs. They're all earned. He's walked 11 and struck out 31 on this season. Yeah, 31 strikeouts in 19 2/3 innings pitched.
Jeez.
Not a bad season for Hayden out there at all. Takes over in a less than desirable situation, although he does have a pretty good lead to work with. Bases loaded. Max Ely at third. Bricks at second. Ackley at first. And Liam Edgar at the plate, a 2-1 count. Again, Medeiros pulled due to pitch count concerns. Threw well and is on line for a win today, so long as this 9-run Falcons lead holds, although bases loaded here for Edgar. Poor coming set, trying to end this game soon. First pitch misses low. Poor provides a little bit more velocity than Medeiros does. So going to be a different look for these South Medford hitters, or first hitter in Liam Edgar. 3-1 the count, and the pitch. Misses wide, back-to-back misses for Poor, will walk in a run. And the shutout is gone. That run counting against Colby as Bricks advances to third, Ackley to second. Give Liam Edgar an RBI as South Medford plates their first run of the day between two games. And it brings up Nash, Luke Nash. Nash is 0 for 1 today. Flew out in the 6th inning. Pitch on the way from Poor. Finds the zone. Count is 0-1. Caught the inside part. Nash hugging the plate. Might have looked inside to him, but was certainly over the plate as he stations himself a little bit further back in the box ahead of the 0-1 pitch. Standing at third is Bricks. At second is Ackley. At first is Edgar. Pitch misses up. 1-1. Is when you just have it plugged in, is the red light on?
No.
No?
No.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN, expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our like honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
Klamath Falls Falcons with a 9-1 win in the nightcap this evening against South Medford. For the Falcons, 9 runs comes on 14 hits. They commit no errors. For South Medford, 1 run comes on 3 hits. They commit 2 errors. Tonight's winning pitcher, nearly going the distance, was Colby Madero. 6 2/3 innings pitched, a great baseball. 3 hits, 1 run it was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 6. Hayden Poor recorded the last out tonight for the Falcons. It was a strikeout. For the South Medford Colts, Charlie Burton was tonight's losing pitcher, pitched 2 1/3 innings, allowing 3 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. Couple of notables today for the Falcons. Jacoby Takini, 3 for 3 tonight. Had a couple of doubles this evening. Ian Meyer was 1 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBIs and a double. Colin Takini was 2 for 4 with a double, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs tonight. PJ Safford was 2 for 3 with a run scored. Trustin Thomas was 1 for 3 with an RBI. Ty Teeters 2 for 2 with a run scored. And Harley Hoblet was 2 for 3 tonight with an RBI as well. With this win, Klamath Falls Falcons improved to 22-3 on the season. By the way, want to name our Abby's Legendary Pizza Player of the Game. And for tonight's purposes, Player of the Games, Jacoby Takini, another great outing. Finished 3 for 3 in this one. And in the opener today was 2 for 2. So 5 for 5 between a doubleheader. Yeah, can't be mad at that. A great game for Jacoby. He is our Abby's Legendary Pizza Player of the Game. So now, looking ahead for the Falcons, the series continues with the South Medford Colts. A doubleheader begins at 1 o'clock on Thursday at their place, and we'll be along with you there on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com. But until then, that about does it for us tonight from Kiger Stadium. Want to thank everybody involved with making this evening's broadcast possible. Coach Sean Teeters for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Coach Jed Sellers for the Medford Colts. Our official scorer tonight is Mike Safford. Our public address announcer is Mike as well. Big thanks to him for helping us keep the book straight. And thanks to you for joining us for another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons Baseball. Back with you on Thursday from South Medford. But until then, for my partner Walter Hartley, my name is Josh Eldridge. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, and so long from Kiger Stadium.